What's up, everyone? It is August 25th, the Wednesday after BKFC 20. Mike and I were there, and we got a lot to talk about. We will recap it. What's going on, Mike?
Just chilling. I just had to clean up a whole bunch of milk off the couch. I'm going to tell you, not fun at all.
Well, you know what? You got toddlers in the house, and
Best
what
part.
happened. What?
Best part. Brooklyn put pillows across
Over
it.
the milk?
Yeah. And then Steph took the pillows off and was like, oh, what's this? And then I was like, oh, that's milk. And she was like, I'm sorry. And I was like,
How old's Brooklyn?
I want to be so mad at her, but
she's four. He's 4 now. Yeah, so she used the Big Daddy newspaper trick on you, but she used couch pillows. Mm-hmm. Very slick. But you know what the best part about that is, Mike? One day you're going to be super old and you're going to be like shitting your pants and falling out of bed and pissing yourself. And that little girl is going to be the one that's going to be taking care of you. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that could be in like
it comes full circle. You tell her, you knock this shit off or it's going to come back at you tenfold, you little shit.
That's right.
All right, so hey, we got some people starting to get in here in the comment section. What's up, Marty? What's up? Oh, Marty from Australia, or is he in New Zealand? New Zealand. I'm my man. Joe Ivy, Susan, Big Ben. All right, what's up, everyone? Let's do a quick shout out to our sponsors real quick. We got a new sponsor. If you guys want to learn about this, we got the Fighter's Friend. You go to thefightersfriend.com, use promo code MISH20, and you can get yourself some medicated. Let's see if we can play this. Here we go. Look at that. Medicated vapes, medibles, THC, potent THC. We don't use it because we're in the military, but
so potent.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
If you want to learn about it, go check out my interview with Brandon Lambert from Biloxi, Mississippi. I learned that Brandon has a full-time job as a goddamn scientist when he's not trolling people on the internet, supporting shows like us and trying to pick fights with everybody he sees. We also have Next Level Elite. Go to nextlevelsubs.com, use promo code MISH10, buy yourself some supplements, get big, get skinny, get some sleep, get better brain food in you, whatever it is you need. They got them supplements. Killfoot Clothing, American-made apparel, veteran-owned company. Make the Mish'N Accomplished shirt that you see on me right now. Go to killfootclothing.com. And last but not least, Massage Therafix. If you're in the eastern part of Connecticut and you got some pain in your back and your knee and your neck or whatever, go see Jackie Holden. Go to holdenhands.com if you're a veteran or an active soldier. Make an appointment through there. Or go to massagetherapix.com if you're a civilian, like our very special guest that we're going to be bringing on right now, who fought at BKFC 20. Surprise, surprise. We got a controversial decision to talk about with our main man, straight out of Michigan, John Lee Chalbek. What's up, my man?
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm already back in the gym and finding solutions to work through this thing. And, it was so great to see all my family and my friends and be back and, just cap off an amazing trip.
Yeah, you know what? Like we talked about that night, you showed up and you were just as sharp, just as accurate. Your footwork, your head movement, you have you got the whole package, man. And even though you came out on the losing end of the decision, you were fighting Godzilla in there. And in the eyes of many, you won that fight. And I rewatched it back today because honestly, when you watch a fight from ringside and you're like eye level and you got people walking in front of you and you got the ropes to contend with, like, there that night, Mike and I both believed, like, we're like, yeah, John won this one. And then the decision went the other way. So I had to watch it back on TV to see if I was missing something.
Right.
And I watched it back and I didn't get my mind changed. I think it was closer once I watched it on TV, but I still had you on the winning end. What do you think?
Listen, to me, I was giving that guy a boxing lesson the whole time. I was walking him down. He's the bigger guy. I was the one that was, people say he was initiating the exchanges. Look, if I would have backed up the whole time like him, there wouldn't even have been a fight. You know what I mean? I'm the one that walked him down the entire time. And I was landing all of the cleaner shots, Yeah, sure. He threw more shots, but is this fighting about throwing more shots and missing all of them? I actually landed more shots and threw less. That shows that I was more efficient. And he still won't post a picture. You know what I mean? Because his face is so swelled up. I was calling him Pumpkinhead all night. Now look, I like Adam, and before the decision was even read, I was like, man, look at your face. Like, you are going to swell up so bad. I mean, these are just facts. I was more efficient. I caused more damage. And yes, I was fighting Godzilla. I had never seen somebody hydrate so well. Like at the weigh-ins, I was like, okay, this guy's a little bigger than me. But when he was standing in front of me the next day, it's like someone inflated his muscles. He looked like a
175er.
Right. He was huge. He definitely hydrated very efficiently. And hats off to him. He definitely used his size and his strength, what I mean, to kind of push me around a little bit. But, if you slow down the highlights and you add everything in, you start really dissecting the fight, you'll see that I was the more efficient, more damaging fighter. I knew exactly what was going on in there. And I even broke my hand in the second round. And no one knew. I didn't tell my corner. I didn't tell the ref. I didn't tell a fucking soul because I didn't even want to acknowledge it. And I wanted to just keep using it. Because every time I hit him with my my check hook, it was cutting him. And, it was, and I wasn't going to stop using it just because it was broke. You have to sell out during these things, and I sold out for 10 minutes. I couldn't stop the guy in his hometown. And as soon as I heard split decision, I already had my clap ready because I know the drill. I've been doing this a long time. And if the universe asked me, would you rather keep your undefeated record, but the entire world's going to say you lost and your face is going to be really fucked up the next day, but your opponent's not going to have a scratch on him, but everyone's going to say he won, but you're going to take, like, trust me, I would have it exactly the way it happened. They're over there arguing whether a non-scoring knockdown mattered or not. It's like, clearly it didn't matter because the ref didn't call it. And it hit me in the back of the head and pulled me down. All of his best punches were all to the back of my head. Those are the ones that hurt me the most. It's when we were in the clinch and he was hitting me in the back of the head at the very beginning. And I was like, ref, what the fuck? And the ref kept warning him about holding and hitting me in the back of the head the whole fight, but he never did anything about it. If you watch, every single time I get on the inside, he grabs me with both hands and clinches me really hard. We could have made that fight way more exciting if he wasn't clinching me the whole time on the inside.
It's because, John, when he actually stepped back and tried to swing on you, I noticed when I rewatched it back today, he missed a fucking lot.
Yeah.
You had him, he was swinging and missing all fight long. He was landing, like you said, a few here and there. He landed a few good hooks to your body a little bit. But other than that,
look at my face.
Right.
Look at my face. That guy was a monster. He was a fucking gorilla. Like, even in look at the knockdown footage that he posted today. It hits me in the back of the head and pulls me down. And then while I'm on my knees, he hits me in the back of the head again. That's how much of a fucking gorilla I was fighting. He's just going to keep clubbing you any chance he gets. He's biting down on his mouthpiece and swinging and hoping something lands. I'm setting traps. I'm using feints. I'm setting combinations. I landed the much cleaner punches and the damage reflects that. So like I told him and I messaged him, he knows how I feel. Like, in close fights like this, both sides should think they won. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's as common as the wind and the sea. They go together. It's a status quo. In my opinion, they should have definitely made that the second 6-round BKFC fight. Like, give us another round and watch how much more damage I do to his face in another round. I mean, I heard they were getting ready to stop it at the end of the 4th round because of cuts. But give me another round. I could have did that for 5 more rounds, broken hand or not, because that's the way I am. I'm not going to live with regrets. I'm going to make sure I go out and sell out every time. And when I'm on my deathbed, I'll have no regrets. Man, the mosquitoes are getting me.
I was watching the fight and I was like, you know what this looks like? Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You know, you're a little Mac.
Yeah.
You're fighting like Sandman. You know, you got this big guy, you're the little guy at the bottom. Bing, bing. Like,
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like. I was like, the fucking weight class seemed like it was like 3 weight classes. And that Vince Anderson asked a little earlier, why did you decide to take the fight at 155? Was he your original opponent?
Well, he was ranked at 145 at some point somewhere, and I saw that, you know, but yeah, I mean, he didn't look that big in any of his previous fights. And, you know, now I definitely believe after seeing him why he couldn't make like 150 or 145, and I had to go up. And, you know, like I said, a few sandwiches didn't matter anyways. Like, it mattered in the sense that he was able to push me around, but the highlights will tell the tale. I mean, he's swinging mainly. Look at that last flurry in the last round that he probably won that round with. He landed like 2 grazing shots, and I slipped and bounced everything off with defense. Like, people don't really see what's going on in there, you know. Like, it's hard to tell when you're cage side, but you know, hey, I couldn't stop the gorilla in his hometown. And you know, look, I had enough people from Biloxi come up to me and they were like, man, I live here in Biloxi and you beat that man's ass. I'm sorry about those judges. I mean, that was everywhere I walked all night long, you know? So, you know, what's the opinion? The experience was just the same, you know, at the after party, everyone was telling me I won, you know what I mean? They were like, that's badass. You know, every part of that experience was no different than any of my other wins, other than the fact that 2 people had a different opinion and now they wrote a little check mark in a box and I'm not undefeated anymore. Big fucking deal. Like, trust me, if you come to fight me, I told everyone, the fights that I lose are the ones that people are going to want to watch because I'm going to decimate the other person's face. Okay, so he got a decision. Good job. Post a picture. Let's show everyone, show all the fans. You know, not have all your friends talking about, you know, this or that or blah, 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 trying to defend a knockdown. Like, you know, hey, we're cool. Just show the facts. Show the facts on your face. Be proud of your war wounds, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how many memes I make.
Yeah. Dude, and like, you know, Ian says maybe maybe it was a hometown decision, unfortunately. I think it might have been a little location bias. Palorano might have been, you know, training with Alan Belcher before this fight, if you know what I mean. And you know, getting yoked out of his mind. But
Dude, listen, that guy was fucking huge. I'm not gonna lie.
Massive guy.
He's beast.
Jesus
He's a beast.
Christ.
And you know what? My goal was to try to cut him with every punch, and I accomplished my goal. I mean, my stitches took 5 minutes. I mean, we had a line of fighters in the back room lined up because this guy was in there for like over 100 minutes. And he had stitches on each eye, you know, each nose, below his face, bandages all over his face, you know.
See? Look at that, Vince Anderson. He does train with Belcher. See, those boys are big. Those are some big boys. You know,
big boys.
But you know what, dude? Like,
look,
you talked about your performance. The unofficial rankings came out by the Knuckle Up boys over there, and all the best in the business, minus Mike and Mish. But anyways, they did their rankings and they ranked you number 1 at 145 right now. So you are the king of the 145 division, even with a loss at 155 against that guy. So,
I mean, for me, look, it's not about, you know, look, I don't even care about money. I give money to my wife and she puts it in the bank and she does it. It's all about experiences for me. And I had a great experience. I mean, it was a great experience. That was the funnest fight I've ever had in my life. And I wore all white because somehow I knew it was going to be really bloody. And nice, I got exactly what I wanted. Sure, I didn't get the win, but I got everything else I wanted. I got, you know, paid the same whether I won or lost. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I gave my best effort. I couldn't stop the guy. You know, like, I can sleep at night. You know, there's no problems at all. And I'm not upset with any of the people that are you know, trying to talk shit about me and say that I'm trying to get my friends to say shit. Like, look, the world has eyes. There were a bunch of people that weren't my friends and they were saying the same thing. Like, I'm not telling anyone to say anything. And I told Adam in the car ride home that I, you know, don't think that this is going to keep me from including you in every meme. You know what I mean? Like, I already told him straight up, like, you know, I'm here to have fun and live my life and do what I love to do. And nothing makes me happier than being with my family and fighting bare knuckle now. You know, like, bare knuckle is truly, I think, is, you know, something that I truly love to do. And I was having fun in there. You know, I wanted a 6th round, like I truly did. And I feel like I would have caused even more damage, you know, and then he would have had to stay off of Facebook and, you know, Instagram even longer. You know, post a picture. You know, stop trying to defend your win. Just post a picture. God, you won.
I don't know if you were looking at the phone earlier. Did you see where I put pictures up of you and him standing next to each other, and then his face after the fight?
Yeah, I did. I did see that. Yeah.
All right, because you were kind of looking forward, so I wasn't sure if you were watching the phone because you were on a rant. So I was like, yeah, just let him go. I'll show some pictures while he's talking. But yeah, I don't think I encountered one person that said that you lost the fight, and call me crazy. I've been online. I've been reading comments. There was that one thread online where I can't remember who started it, but it was, you know, 70 plus comments, and you were in there. And a lot of people in there, actually, there might have been one person that said you lost in there. One person.
Yeah.
And that was a guy who said, I was a hometown guy. He said, I'm a hometown guy. And I know, you know, I went there rooting for Adam. So.
Yeah. And there are plenty. And look, I expect his mom and his friends to all defend him and try to search for reasons why that decision was legitimate. And look, until they started really, you know, trying to be mean to me, and Adam's been completely cool, you know, like, I could be saying shit like, who paid off the judge with your big odds down there in Biloxi, you bunch of gambling addicts. But no, I didn't say anything like that until these guys started talking shit and trying to talk shit. And, you know, there's no way that fight should have been that big of odds anyways. Not that I pay attention to stuff like that, but, you know, hey, it is what it is. You know, I had fun. And I have nothing but respect and love for Adam. I would rematch him, of course, you know, at any weight. You know, I feel like my strategy doesn't really change. And I'll be honest, the punches in the beginning to the back of the head kind of changed my game a little bit because they really did affect me in like a negative way. And I wanted to get on the inside and really fight on the inside more. But I knew that the ref was going to let him get away with that like clubbing gorilla shit. You know, so I just decided to pretty much stand right in front of him, make him miss and make him pay, and then try to follow it up with more stuff on the inside. But he kept holding me every time I'd get on the inside anyways, you know, so it didn't matter. He fought a smart fight, you know, and he did what he had to do to get the decision, you know, in his hometown. You know, I take nothing away from him. I like Adam, and I've got nothing but respect and love for that guy. But I still called him Pumpkinhead even before the decision was read, and you heard my interview right after the fight. Like, my sentiments has never changed. Like, I thought I won. You know, I mean, it is what it is. We can both think we win. That's totally okay. You know, I mean, I pieced him up. Look at his face. I butchered it, and he won't even post a pic of himself. And he's got all of his friends defending a knockdown that didn't count. Even if you did knock me down, I got up and kept fucking piecing you the fuck up the rest of the night. So it doesn't even matter. Like, facts are facts. I lost and you got pieced up.
Yeah, you got people in the comment section from Biloxi saying you won. Like, everyone thinks so. Bear Bennett is in the comments a few times. He says, I was a fan of both of you guys when the fight started, but now I'm definitely a fan of yours. You're the man. Then he says, man, if you take into consideration of the size difference, he really didn't push you around all that much, especially after the second. And then he says you guys should rematch in your hometown next time.
Look, I've seen so many fights at the casino go just like that. You know, like where a hometown guy comes in and beats someone from Detroit and everyone's mad, and it was clear that there was a winner. You know, like, and it wasn't the guy from Detroit. And you know what? This has been the status quo of fighting for 100 years. Like, I knew exactly what I was getting myself into, you know, and my hand was no excuse, you know. I broke it and I kept using it and it kept cutting them and it kept being efficient. So, you know, I have no excuses. You know, I couldn't get the knockout. I couldn't stop him. He didn't hurt me at all except for punches to the back of the head. You know, you can fight about a knockdown or what, but it really doesn't matter to me. Like I was more efficient. I landed more punches, and I got highlights for days still coming to me. You know, a guy at the fight took 900 pictures and sent them to me. And man, I landed more than 45 punches according to those pictures. And I'm having a hard time seeing clean shots from him. So I got pictures, and you know, the proof is in the digital media, which will all be coming out. You know what I mean? Slow down the fight, watch it. You'll see the traps I'm setting. You'll see the things that I'm doing. I was never rattled. I was the general in there. I dictated the pace, because if I would have backed up like some of his other opponents, there's no fight. Like I walked that big ass motherfucker down the whole time and kept his back on the ropes. So, you know, like give me some credit. Like at least some of the haters on his side should give me some credit. The only person that did with an educated, you know, response was his corner. You know what I mean? And like, it's funny, people that I had met at the Philadelphia tryout who were really cool to me, just because my friends and other people online don't agree with the decision, I see them lashing out at me personally. It just goes to show you how many fucking snakes there are. Like, soon as something doesn't go their way, you know, they really start trying to, like, you know, like dig deep to try to find negative things to say about someone, just to, because they think they have to defend some kind of social media hate. And I can tell those people down there aren't used to this type of criticism. You know what I mean? I'm used to it. I've been dealing with it. I got tons of haters. I'm the most hated fighter in Detroit, Michigan. You know what I mean? So,
No way.
I'm used
Get
to
the
that
hell
shit.
out of here with that.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that for a second. Not
All
for
right, hey.
1 second.
John, it was awesome that you popped in as a surprise guest tonight. What do you got coming up, like in the next few weeks, couple months? I know you're going to need a little time for your hand to heal, but we expect that you'd want to get right back in there once your hand's healed. But you got any big fights, any fighters coming up soon?
Well, from our gym, we got some fights coming up at the Motor City Casino. We got a boxing fight September 10th. Is a show that we're putting on at Motor City Casino. And then September 24th, Taylor Moore is in the main event against Jesse Bazzi in MMA at the Motor City Casino. Two high quality and high known local guys from rival gyms going at it for the belt. So, you know, that's going to be a cool fight in this area. And hey, I'm just going to go to the orthopedic tomorrow and see what they say. And, you know, and see how long my recovery is going to be. But I'll be doing mountain climbers and trying to find a way to find some attachment to attach to my cast to jump rope. And, you know, I'm going to find solutions either way. I'm not even going to miss a step. I've already been back hitting the bag, and my kicks are going to get really good during this time. And, you know, but my cast is going to get stinky.
Yeah. Bear Bennett. I don't know. I'm not familiar with Bear. I haven't seen his name too often.
Do you know who he is?
Who's Bear? Oh, Bear Bennett's the dude that was yelling at Arnold Adams.
Arnold Adams.
Yeah.
Arnold Adams
He
yelled
says,
at him. That's who that is.
Well, yeah.
He's a fighter, but he hasn't fought at BKFC.
He says, get on some tests, gain 20 pounds, and rip his head off his shoulders.
Look, you know, I would fight that fight again. You know, if my hand wasn't broke, you know, they could have added 5 more rounds at the end, and I would have been happy. You know, he was breaking. You know, he wasn't getting more energy. You know what I mean? Like, I had to fight a smart fight, you know, because, you know, there was a few things I didn't expect. One, the biggest thing was how much size and strength the guy had. Like, when he clinched me, like, I couldn't go fucking anywhere. He just clinched me up really tight, and I was like, there's no use trying to fight out of the clinch because I'm not going to go anywhere. The guy's so fucking strong, you know? So I just tried to double down on what I'm good at, which is landing accurate punches and being a sniper in there, you know? And, you know, his face tells the tale. Post a picture. Post a picture.
Post a picture, Adam. Hey, before we let you go, you've been talking about, you know, if we had another round, if we had some more time, the guy we're about to have on after you, Gabriel Freyre, he fights at BYB. They fight 3-minute rounds over there. Would you be into it if the BKFC was to tack another minute onto these rounds, or do you think the 2-minute round is just fine?
I think the 2-minute round is fine. You know, it makes it more exciting, and it'll have, you know, some guys that don't have a good gas tank, and they could make for a boring last couple of rounds. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it keeps them better into the competition. You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You know, obviously the strategy changes a little bit when it's 2-minute rounds. I wouldn't care either way. If it was a 3-minute round, I wouldn't mind, you know, and 2-minute rounds are fine. You know, I think if I had a little bit more time, he would just been more pieced up and I would have made him miss more, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he's got like one highlight of landing a clean shot on me. And let me tell you, like the highlights just keep coming. Like these guys are just sending them to me. You know what I mean? So, you know, let the slow motion tell the tale of what really happened.
We're gonna play some later on.
Yeah, later on we're gonna like recap the entire event. As soon as we let you go, we're gonna bring on Gabriel. We're gonna talk to him for a little while, and then we're gonna recap each fight, and we're gonna be showing highlight reels during each fight, and we have a friggin' ton of your fight. So,
cool.
Like you said, you provided many highlights from that fight. So we'll see him in a little bit. We appreciate you stopping in and saying your piece, and we agree with pretty much everything you said about it because anybody with eyeballs could see that you're not bullshitting right now. So
look, we're in a weird world where people try to argue with facts every day. And let me tell you, I try to stay on the line of facts because you can't argue with facts. And if you try to, you're just a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's my goodbye. I appreciate you guys. Much love and respect. Thanks for having me on.
absolutely, man. Thanks for popping in. Surprisingly, we appreciate you.
You know, stick to the
facts.
All right, man. Keep looking for aliens too.
I always do.
Dude, yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen that are watching, that was 100% unexpected. We were about 3 minutes away from showtime. We were going to start recapping some fights before we brought Gabriel on, and about 3 minutes before the fight, John hit me up on the phone and was like, "Hey, I'll come on and chat if I got a." He said, "I got a lot to say." That's what he said, right?
Look at this. What a change of pace. I love to see this. Look at this.
Yeah. Brandon's all love.
I love both of these guys. So, you know, seeing them get along. Speaking of Brandon.
Hey, we know why Brandon.
Fighter's friend.
Listen, we know why Brandon tuned in all of a sudden.
We do.
8:58.
I know.
All right. So, hey, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, our fighter and happens to be a veteran as well. And we don't, we try to get veterans on Mish'N Accomplished as much as possible. He is a fighter out of BYB. He beat Villar. What's his name?
Nicholas Villar.
Nicholas Villar out of Hartford, Connecticut, about an hour from my house right now. I could drive to Nick Villar's gym from here. But our guest beat the crap out of him for 3 straight rounds. And whether he's a local guy or not, I'm just going to say this guy was pretty fucking dominant, and we got to give him his props. He's coming on right now. His name is Gabriel Freyre. How are you, sir?
Hey, what's going on? I'm great. How about you guys?
Doing good.
Good. Nice to meet you, sir.
You as well.
Like I said, we welcome to Mish'N Accomplished, combat sports meets combat vets.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. We were unfamiliar with you before BYB 6, and you showed up and put on a hell of a performance.
That's all I needed. Go ahead. Was a shot. You know what I mean?
Go ahead right now and just tell us what was the experience like with BYB? How did Dada 5000 treat you guys? What's the Trigon like? Just go ahead and vent for a second.
All right. It was great. It was a great experience, man. It's real professional over there, man. Everything's done the right way. I mean, there wasn't any you go to a lot of shows, man, and it's just bush league shit, and but it was put on great, man. Everything was great. Everything was how it was supposed to go. You know what I mean? The Trigon, that's great, dude. I like the Trigon. BKFC fights in a fucking swimming pool. You know what I mean? So there's so much room to run. And actually, Dave Feldman unfriended me because I talked shit about them fighting in a swimming pool, which I don't give a shit anyway. But it's great in there in that Trigon, man. It presses the action, man. You go in there, you fight. There's not really much room to run. It's close quarter combat in there, man, and I like that. I mean, I've done a lot of that anyway, so it's great. I liked it, man. I liked it a lot, and I like 3 minutes way better than the 2 minutes, man. Way better. They go in there and fight for 10 minutes. We fight for 15 minutes. It should be boxing 3 minutes, man. And he says, Chalbek said people would die out or whatever with gas. Well, I mean, that's just because they're not in shape. You know, you should be able to go in there and fight for 3 minutes in a round. You know, 2 minutes ain't really nothing. It's robbing the fans of a real fight. You know, so
I think
I
it's
don't know.
yeah, but also I think your strategy would change 100%
It has to.
with the 2 minute. If you watch the BKFC with the
True.
2 minute fights, the 2 minute fights when they come off the line, they're like fucking shot out of a cannon, and they're throwing at each other like the second it starts.
True. But it also
So-
depends on your gas tank, your style. It depends
Yeah.
on what your game plan is. There's a lot that goes into it. Now I understand like the 2 minutes how you would have to speed shit up, but it depends on what type of fighter you are. If you push the pace or if you want to run around and make people miss. You know what I mean? So it also depends on the fighter you are.
I feel like BYB and BKFC are kind of trying to do the same thing, but opposite. Like BKFC is trying to push the pace by putting 2 minute rounds, and then BYB is trying to push the pace and with the trigon. You know what I mean? It's like they're trying to do two different things to try to push the pace because it's bare knuckle. They just want to see a war. That's what I think is going on here with these two. But I'd like to see 7 rounds.
Me too.
At least.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, the girl fight with Knuckles and Christine Stanley, her fight.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah, well, so like we were talking about this, and you know how the UFC, I think about a year or two, maybe a couple of years ago, they introduced that every co-main and main event will be 5 rounds, whether it's a title fight or not. I would like it if in these bare knuckle events, BYB, BKFC, whatever, the rest of the card could be 5 rounds, but the co-main and main event should always be maybe 7. They should add 2 rounds and make it stretch it a little longer and showcase. Because if you're in the co-main and the main, you're supposedly the best talent on the roster that night. So showcase them for a couple more rounds if it makes it there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't argue with that at all. And just going off what you guys said, how they're trying to press the issue with 2 minute rounds. It's just like I said, man, that ring is so big that if you're an evasive fighter, there's so many ways to move and stuff in that ring. But yeah.
Now, what is your combat sports background? I know you fought MMA. Did you also box? Did you do Muay Thai? What's your combat sports background?
Okay, I've done combat sports my whole life since I was 4 years old. It was always for fun, man. Combat sports was always for fun, and like I was aspiring football. I wanted to be in the NFL, and I played college rugby, and I was in the military. So it was always kind of something for fun. But now that it's my real job, but I'm a purple belt in Taekwondo, a purple belt in karate, a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a white belt in judo, but I won 2017 Hayashi Open Judo tournament at 173 pounds. And then I've boxed, and then I wrestled in high school. I was all conference champion in high school in Ohio, and that's like top 3 schools. And then I've also practiced Greco-Roman wrestling, and then Army Combative. So I kind of did a little bit of everything. I dabbled in it all.
Is your favorite thing to do boxing?
I like fighting, man.
Just fighting in general.
Well, I like fighting, man, with the hands. I don't mind the ground game. I don't mind stuff like that, but it's just like there's a lot of stalling involved, you know.
Right.
I want it to be like old school, like who's tougher, me or you? You know, let's see.
You enjoy competition. Mono
I
and
love
competition, one-on-one.
I thrive. Yes, sir.
So before we move on to other stuffs outside of fighting, we have some highlights of your last fight. And
cool.
Actually, something happened after the fight too, which we kind of touched on real quick, but let me bring this in here and we can talk about it as it's going. So here's your highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, you basically had your way with him the entire 3 rounds, huh?
Yeah, man. He was a Muay Thai guy. He had 25 fights in Thailand. They used 8-point system, hands, elbows, knees, and feet. I knew my boxing would be better than his, and I just showcased that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be.
He was tough though. He could take a punch. He was tough.
Yeah, you were chipping away
What
at
were
him
you
the
gonna
whole
say?
time.
Yeah.
The guy below me on the screen right now. You see him down there, Mike?
Yep.
That guy. He hates the Trigun.
I do. I hate it.
Hates everything about it.
I hate it so much,
Uh,
and I just dislike it.
He just fucking, like he hates it. Look at it. Look at it.
I like the small,
Yeah.
like I like something to be a little tight, but that triangle kills me. Look at
Hey, it's crazy.
who is your
but, yeah.
who is your coach?
Huh?
Because he was hyped up. I'll
Oh.
tell you what, man.
Yeah, my manager, man. He's a legend. He's a legend, man.
He
Psycho
loves
Big
you,
Joe
man.
Mac.
Oh, Psycho
Oh yeah,
Joe.
he's a great guy, man.
He
That's
fucking
Psycho
loves
Joe
you.
right there.
Psycho Joe he had a podcast for a while, right? Didn't Joe Mack have it, or he used to be on somebody's podcast all the time?
He was on Cody Travis's podcast all the time. They just yeah, he was always a voice. He was always a voice in a lot of places. He's been in this game for so long, man. He knows everybody and everything about it.
Watch him in the background here when they say your name.
Your winner by TKO, Gabriel, the Warrior of God, Freyre.
Yeah,
man.
You gotta love that guy.
He really loves you, man. Look. No, so here's the drama.
Wow. Yeah, this is
Wait a
old
minute,
news,
so
man.
that-
He's
He's done a great job.
He's a bitch, man. He just wanted camera time. He never wanted to fight me. He's a bitch, dude. He never wanted to fight me. He once he seen a way out, he took it quick. He's not a fighter. He can't fight, man. I want to embarrass his ass. I want to wire his jaw shut. He talks too much shit to everybody. I can't stand him. He's a piece of shit.
We
man.
will not argue
And
the
then he's
fact that
like-
he talks shit. but I
To
don't know.
everybody, and then go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I don't know if like he seeked a way out, or BKFC saw that he was about to go elsewhere and offered him a multi-fight contract. Did you notice that? Like 2 days after that exact event happened,
They gave him a contract.
they gave him a contract. And I
Yep.
wonder because whether you think he can fight or not, or whatever, or what you think he's a piece of shit or not, the dude does draw a lot of attention. And he does a lot of like he shows up to a lot of events for them, and I wonder if they like saw that and like saw the future. They're like, oh fuck, Brandon might actually go fight for BYB against this kid Gabriel. We might as well float him a free fight contract.
It's because of his mouth, and I don't know. He's just gonna be a punching bag for another fighter. I don't see him beating anybody, to be honest. And then he was just literally talking shit all about BKFC. Like when right before that fight happened, and all that, he was going on there talking all kinds of shit, man. Whoever's winning, that's what side he's on. You know what I mean? He's not true. He's not loyal. He's nothing, man. He's whoever. Man, I'm so sick of him, man. I know I'm never gonna fight him. He blocked me on Facebook. Like he's tired of me calling this bullshit. So it is what it is.
Okay. All right.
well, there's that.
Mhm.
There's that.
So hey,
Yeah.
you're a veteran. Are you?
Yes, sir.
You're not still in the military.
No.
You did 4.5 years, and
Yeah.
So talk about what got you into the why'd you join the military? If because you said you were like a star athlete and you went to college you
Mhm.
played college rugby. So you joined the military
Yeah.
after college, right?
I didn't finish college.
Okay.
I wanted to back in them days, man. I'm 29 now. That was like 10 years ago. I wanted to better my life. I seen a pattern, man. I'm intelligent. I could go to school and do what I need to do, but I wanted to have fun, and I couldn't. Like I said, I wasn't matured enough yet, and I just seen the military. Then I talked to recruiters, and so I decided to be SF, or that was what I was aspiring to be, was SF, and so I joined a special forces unit. Went through basic. I went to airborne school. I went to school, which is comm school, 25 November, set up communications, and that's what I was working for. but I ended up getting out and then seen fighting, and then I've done that my whole life, so started fighting.
So you were doing the Army combatives while you were in there too? You said you did combatives.
Yeah, we did did some combatives.
Did you do a lot of it? Like, cause like the only time we ever did it was it was like part of the primo process because we don't do combatives normally.
I had
So,
to
like,
do it in basic.
Yeah,
To
basic
get out of
training,
basic training, I had to get level 1 certified. And I had to
Right.
get punched in the face. Some
Yeah.
kid got his nose broken. And stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty
But
wild.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, but after basic training, you
Yeah.
don't do that shit
No, you don't.
until you're getting ready to mow. When you're getting through sent through all the lanes and you're doing all the primo
True.
shit. So like, how often did you do it a lot? The
I
combatives?
wouldn't say a lot. We did it in basic, yeah, but we also did it at my unit. We would go over things and just to brush up on things, and they'd always want to keep us, ready and just to be able to know what we're doing out there. I guess
That's-
we trained a
you know-
lot. We trained a
you know-
lot.
Mike,
Yeah.
how do you think the unit would feel? Gabriel, I am the new first sergeant for Alpha Company in Connecticut, so I'm this guy's first sergeant. What would you think if
Okay.
I brought it up? Yeah, what would you think if I brought it up to the commander that I think we should introduce combatives to our unit? He'll probably laugh in my fucking face, huh?
I don't think so. I think they'd be into it. Why not? It'd be something to do, no?
Ah, man, I would love
Yeah,
it.
but
Like,
part
there's
of the
always
training.
something else. There's always something else to do, man.
Yeah, like go online.
there's
and
always
do some
something else to do,
stupid-ass
and
shit.
and you know how it is, dude. Now, yeah, you gotta do
You
some
don't miss that.
you gotta do some online training.
Man.
They're like,
Yeah,
but you know what will happen is like a couple big brains will sit down and do a risk assessment, and they'll be like, oh no, there's way too. You know what? It's only a 3-day drill, and we don't need 4 people in the fucking hospital. It's too much of a risk.
Oh,
No LODs, man.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, too, I'm not trying to talk shit on anybody, but there's also those guys in there that's not really that. You know what I mean? They're just. I don't know how to say it without.
They're not
but
cut
they're
out for that
not.
shit.
And we're in
No,
aviation
they're
too,
not.
so there's a lot more of those people in our unit than in most other units. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
A
Right.
couple of
So,
real creepers in there.
Were you active
Yeah.
duty? Were you active duty with your military, or were you?
No, I was
guard?
I was guard. I was attached to the Second 19th Special Forces Group out of Canova, West Virginia. I was airborne though. I mean, I went to jump school at Benning, and I
Yep.
jumped and I did all that. And, yeah,
Off that big ass tower they have
we
there.
trained like, oh yeah,
That shit is so high.
It's
I remember driving by there because that's where I went to basic training. I don't know how the hell I ended up there
Mhm.
because I wasn't infantry or anything, but they were like, "You're going to Benning." I said, "All right."
Mike, I'm going to tell you how
Yeah,
you ended
that's
up
right.
there. So, Mike and I may have been troubled youth, and they send if you're not infantry and you're some other MOS, but you're a little asshole, they'll send you to either Benning or Fort Knox. Because back when I was there, Fort Knox was still doing. I don't even know if Fort Knox does basic training, but
No, they stopped it.
Yeah,
I
so
don't think they do. Yeah, I don't think
yeah. So Knox was one of the last ones that didn't have females, and so was Benning. And like when I got there and I sat down with like my platoon at basic training, and we're like sharing life stories and shit, and like 97% of the platoon has some sort of police record, and we're like, okay, did they? We're like, wait a second here. Did they just take like all the fucking all the problem kids and just group them together and send them all to Fort Knox? I was like, is that what it is? But then I found out Mike went to Benning, and I think they did the same thing there.
Yeah, well, Benning's the toughest. You know, it's the toughest.
Right.
Supposedly. Yeah,
It's all about your
it's
drill
kinda a lot
side,
different
man.
now. Yeah, but I went to Sand Hill too. I was over there, so
Yeah.
that's where I was. That's from.
Where were you? I was a 247.
Man, you remember that shit, huh?
Yeah, Bulldogs, Bravo Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs. That was me. I think I went
247
there. The
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs. Right when you
I had-
said the Bulldogs. Yeah.
I had Drill Sergeant
I
Paris,
think.
and man, that guy. I swear to God, I remember this
think
guy.
it was
Okay,
247.
you know when you go to I think it's Johnson Hall or something when you first get there and they shave your head and everything. I was there for like 10
Yeah,
days.
place-
And like you just gotta
place
stay and you just have to keep going in that wind tunnel and sidestep.
Yeah.
I felt like we were always sidestepping into lunch, sidestep for an hour until we get in and the wind's blowing through and shit. So I remember going through the line. I get food, I come out, I sit down, and there's this guy and he's knife handing somebody, and his face is just beet red, and he's got a Red Bull in his hand like this, and he's like, and he's screaming,
Oh, yeah,
and
they
I'm
love
sitting there
knife
eating my
handing.
lunch like I'm just like just trying to get the hell out of there. And I was like, I look over and I see his name tape and it says Paris. And in my head, I was like, man, that ain't no vacation. That's what I kept thinking in my head. Paris,
No.
vacation, that ain't no vacation. His face is so red. I left, right? I was like, I hope I never run into that guy ever. Then the day comes, we all get marched over to our company. They're like, get your bags. You all run in. You got to get in your freaking platoon and shit. We're sitting there. Then all of a sudden, like, we're going to show you how to. Yeah, exactly. Then they're like, now we're going to show you how to do a push-up. So dude walks up in front, drill sergeant. It's that guy. Red hair, red face, Red Bull in his hand. Swear to God, everything's red. Red hair, red face, Red Bull. And this dude's like, half right face, front leader, right leader, boom. And I'm like, oh, shit. So we get down, and I'm doing push-ups going, oh, my God, please don't tell me this is my fucking drill sergeant, right? Like, did I manifest this shit? He was my drill sergeant. He was the best, worst drill sergeant I could ever have. He was such a son of a bitch, but he was the best. He was the best for that.
So he was with you. He was with you in the beginning, like when you first got there.
When you're
in processing,
because they take shifts.
We ate cheeseburgers and pizza and all that same shit every day.
He was there a couple days.
But they fatten you up. No, I didn't have any of my drills. Drill sergeants there. No,
Man,
not there. Not until I got.
Do you have like a?
Mine was just on Mino.
Do you guys have like a funny? Do you have a
guy.
memory of a funny thing that your drill sergeant used to call you guys? Like I had a drill sergeant Townsend used to call us window licking retards, and he would say, you a bunch of goddamn short bus riding window licking retards. He's like, when I say short bus, you say beep beep, motherfuckers. You say it short bus, we go beep beep.
Oh man,
he'd be marching us like in front of like a whole company of people. And like he'd see that there's a bunch of people out there staring at us walk by. He'd go short bus, so we'd go beep beep.
Oh man, for some reason it's been a long time. That's probably been a while for y'all. It's been a while for me. It's been around 2013, so it's been 8 years for me.
Wow.
I can't remember his name. He was an E7, a big, like a tall black dude. Then I can't remember his name, but he would all hit me. He was so funny. He had the driest humor ever, but he was still funny. And
did he always go? Did he go? Hey you! Did he always say that? Hey you! There was a real tall black guy that was E7.
Yeah, he was big with skinny legs. Legs.
Yes, I swear to God.
Yes,
and he would always he'd go, hey you!
But he always told us that that our parents should have aborted us.
When did you go to basic training? Did you say?
It was February 28, 2013.
2000 when?
13.
Oh, okay. So it was after I left. Son of a bitch.
Man, it sounds like him, but it was this. I can't think of his name, man. This big black dude. He was huge up top. Chicken legs, but he was huge up top.
Always skip leg day.
It could have been.
Yep.
So I had a drill sergeant, this other guy. I don't remember his name. It might have been Wendell. Drill sergeant Wendell. This white dude had the most southern fucking accent ever. And we were getting ready for family day. It was like we were about to graduate, and we were gonna get a day pass to go out with our families. And he's like, "All right, Price, listen up. Any of y'all got single mothers coming down to meet you?" And like stupid fucking idiots, like a few guys put their hands up. He's like, "All right, Price, listen. Don't get all fucking upset if you see Drill Sergeant Wendell rolling out of your fucking mama's hotel room." He's like, "Cause I love them single moms." And we're like, "Why the fuck? Why would you put your fucking hand up, dude? Keep your fucking hand down. What's wrong with you?" Oh man,
hey, there's some special ones in there, man. There's some special guys that roll through there. We were going down Eagle Tower, man, and Oh man, this guy, he got so many Article 15s, man.
Really?
He put his rappel gloves on backwards to go down, and that's just one thing he did. And then he got us in trouble for taking peanut butter out of the mess hall. I can't.
Mess hall.
It's been so long. Yeah, man, this guy was nuts. Yeah, but there's a lot of special guys you see go through there, man.
Yes,
you
there
really
is.
do. You do.
I believe that basic training of my entire 20 years, I've taken a lot from a lot of people over the 20 years in the military to get where I'm at today. I wouldn't have gotten there without certain people throughout the journey, but I was a fucking little shithead when I went into basic training. And I swear to God, that was the best decision I ever made in my life. And we talked about it on a show. I asked somebody, I was like, what would you say that everybody needs to experience once in their life? And he was like, something that terrifies you. You need to do something that you're scared of, because you'll look back on it like, thank God I did that. And that's how I feel about basic training. Like when I went in there in the first 10 days, 2 weeks, I'm like, what the fuck did I get myself into, man? It was like smoke show. It was smoke after smoke after smoke, just dying out there. Yeah. But by week 10, I was like, this is the fucking funnest, best thing I've ever done in my life. And I wish it wasn't over. You know what I mean?
Wild.
So, yeah. It's really crazy how that honestly, it was a good experience, man. Like I said, I went in to straighten myself out, and it taught me a lot. I mean, discipline. I mean, self-discipline and how to drive myself, how to keep pushing. You know, before that, I still was a college athlete. I played college football and rugby, so I could push myself to further limits than a lot of people too. So I kind of stood out in that aspect. So, but yeah, it's something that people should do, honestly. Yeah, it'll break a lot of these bad habits. Our kids nowadays are little shitheads. You know what I mean? So.
You should see the Gabriel, you should see the troops. I'm not talking shit on my troops, okay? So if you're watching me right now, and you're listen, if you are watching this right now and you're offended by what I'm about to say, then you should fucking feel shitty about yourself and fix yourself, okay? We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people with some shitty work ethic, okay? It fucking sucks, and it happened, and they just so happen to show up with it. So I'm like, what the hell are they learning in basic and AIT nowadays that they're showing up with no work ethic and no respect for anybody? They don't even know what a chain of command is. It's like, come on, it's different.
It's
way
terrible,
different,
man. It's terrible. It's terrible. It was bad when I went. I can't imagine how it is now.
But like you said, it instilled things into you that you still take pride in today. And now now you're a professional athlete. You're fighting for BYB. With that said, when are we going to see you back in the Trigon? And when, where, who? You got any of those details?
Yeah, September 11th is coming up soon. In Miami at the Expo Center against Zachariah Kelly.
Kelly. So BYB 7, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it BYB 7?
Yeah, BYB 7.
September 11th.
Brawl by the River. Yeah, Miami.
Awesome, man. I love it
too. I'm
getting right back in there. That's great.
Oh yeah. Yep. I'm good. I'm good to go. I'm ready to go. Ready to get another win in spectacular fashion. You know what I mean?
I wasn't blowing you guys a kiss. I was blowing my wife a kiss. She's going to bed.
So while we've been talking here, okay, in the comment section, there has been a back and forth with John Chalbek and Adam Palorano. They're going back and forth in the comments.
They fought each other the other day.
Yeah. Did you see the fights the other night?
I watched it.
Yeah, they're in the comments just going back and forth right now. So we're gonna have to go back and read all these. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on over here. I haven't been able to read any of it really.
So you are a BYB fighter, but you're a fan of the sport. So when you watched that the fights the other night, did you have a favorite fight on that card? Which one would it be?
I got a fight that shocked the hell out of me that Checkler, he never should have
Kleckler.
fought that
Oh
guy.
yeah.
That Kleckler, they never should have made that matchup. That was just ridiculous. That stood out to me because like that guy shouldn't have even. I mean, why was he in there? You know, like,
He
against
was
him,
fed to the
I
wolves,
don't.
man.
Which
He's
happens
still
a
in the
lot.
hospital.
It happens in pro and yeah, I know, man. God bless him.
Yeah.
I pray that I've already prayed for him, man. I hope God's with him and his family, man. He got the swelling on his spine right now. Like it's
Scary.
Right.
man.
And
That's scary. It's scary.
they set up a GoFundMe today for him. I don't have the link, but after the show tonight, I'll post a link. Susan posted it, Mike.
Okay.
They set up a GoFundMe
Sagari?
to help. No, not Susan Sagari. The girl that Susan, she was in his corner actually at the fights. This girl Susan.
Okay.
So she has been keeping me updated on his condition. He had some feeling back, I guess, from like his nipples to his neck today. I heard that he couldn't feel his arms and his legs. I didn't realize he couldn't feel anything from the neck down. So I guess he's getting
his
feeling.
head hit that mat. His head hit the ground so hard.
It was fucking brutal. It was brutal for sure.
My favorite fight was my I don't know. I was really Bobo was my buddy, man. O'Bannon. He's just going out there. He's classing these guys out, man. He's doing a great job. I like watching Bobo fight, and Reggie's fight was good. You know what I mean? Reggie and Bedford.
Yeah,
there was a few
that
good
was
fights, man.
That was tough, man. Like the Reggie fight, the Chalbek fight.
That was a good fight. Chalbek fight was a good fight. I believe Chalbek won, man. He was slick. He was slick in there. I mean, look at their faces too. I mean, Chalbek, he tattooed them up. But you could definitely see a weight difference. It looks like Chalbek can go to 45. To be honest, he looks small.
He is a 145er. He went up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that
he
makes
went up
sense,
to.
Dan.
And I'll tell you right now, Palorano looked 25 pounds bigger than him. He was a monster.
He
was
a big boy.
Yeah. Hey, you seen Alan Belcher?
Yeah. Wow.
Alan Belcher is a monster. I interviewed him after
huge,
the fight.
Man.
Yeah,
he got big.
So I'm like 5'9", 5'10" on a good day, 205 pounds.
Yeah.
I look fucking tiny next to that guy.
Check this out, right?
Yeah.
There's Alan Belcher, UFC.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's Alan Belcher, BKFC. And obviously we can't tell us the whole side, but I mean, we saw him fight the other day, and he's two different people.
Big dude, man.
He's 50 pounds bigger. He fought really well for everybody that was like, oh, he's going to get a rude awakening on what the difference between MMA and BKFC is. They threw him in there against a fucking monster of a man. Yeah. And Tony Lopez.
He's tough as shit, ain't he?
Oh my God.
Man, he can take a damn shot.
I'm positive you can hit him in the face with a baseball bat, and you're going to have to hit him a second or third time. Yeah.
Craig could probably hit him with that brick that knocked Devo out. It probably wouldn't have phased him.
Yeah. That's right, bro. Yeah. All right, so we got Gabriel Freyre fighting September 11th, BYB 7. You guys all got to tune into that. But before we let him go, we do the speed round on here. 10 questions, non-fight related. Some of them might be, but we don't know. You want to do one?
Shit.
Yeah, on the spot. Here we go. Speed round with Gabriel Freyre. Number one, I'll do number one, Mike. What is a conspiracy theory that you truly believe in?
Coronavirus.
Yes, I love it.
What part of it?
What its purpose is. Yeah.
All right.
What its purpose is.
You know why I threw that question in there? Because you posted something the other day about the microchips in the arms, and I was like, oh, yeah.
Dude. Yeah, that's coming too.
We can't get too deep into that subject, though, because some fan on here called us a bunch of fucking fear mongers and said that we were pieces of shit for talking about COVID and trying to
brought it up for like 2 seconds.
You know what we did?
Jesus.
You know what we did, Gabriel? We asked Taylor Starling how she was feeling because she had COVID the week before. We were like, how are you? We were like,
she couldn't come on our show.
You had COVID last week and had to reschedule to this week. How you feeling? she's like, oh, it was tough and blah, 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 blah. In the comments, the guy's like, stop talking about fucking COVID, you fucking fear mongers. We're like, what? We're like,
Can't
hey.
win.
We're like, bro, she had it.
man,
I'm asking
those
her how
guys,
she feels.
they're everywhere, dude. Yeah, they just pop out. They come out the woods.
Yeah, fucking assholes.
Thought crimes.
Yeah.
Thought crimes. Yes.
That's
Mike.
right. Elvin Brito
Elvin
said,
Brito.
thought police.
Yeah,
Like,
the guy in the comments.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Number 2, Mike.
What's something that pissed you off today?
Man, little shit. Today, little shit's been bothering me. Like I pick something up and it's attached to something, and I try to pull it, and then the whole fucking table falls. Just little stuff is getting my nerves today. Man, I don't know what's going on. Like I got irritable or something, Yeah, little shit today got me.
Oh,
Little
dude.
things always get me. If you know me, that's all that gets me.
Oh.
The big things
Oh.
don't matter.
Yeah.
The big things, whatever.
No.
My wife today was like,
But-
we don't have a babysitter for the next, 3 days or so. I'm going to have to take time off. You're going to have to take time off. And at first I was like, shit. And then I was like, whatever. Can't change it. Guess I'm just going to have to take leave to watch the kids. That's it.
Yeah.
But something small,
It's
like
the little
bringing
things, man.
bringing a bag
they
that's
tack
too big
on.
on an airplane, that really goes up my ass sideways.
They always tack on those little thing as a little thing as a little thing. It just keeps happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever go to the drive-thru? This happened to me not today, but it happened to me yesterday, and I was like fucking goddamn, like I was ready to kill this guy. In the Dunkin' Donuts drive-thru, the guy that was 2 cars ahead of me makes his order, right? And then he pulls up, but he stops with a full car length between him and the guy in front of him. So the guy behind him can't pull far enough up to the speaker to make his fucking order until this guy moves his truck. And I'm like, move your fucking truck, you piece of shit. You don't need a full car length between you and the person in front of you in a fucking drive-thru. You need 6 inches. 6 inches, maybe a foot. Move your fucking truck.
Yeah.
You know what? That set me off at 6:15 in the morning yesterday. But anyways.
Bare knuckle drive through.
You could have little guy syndrome in that big old truck. You know what I mean?
Dude,
They always take up more and bully their way around.
I'm like, this son of a bitch. All right, number 3, Mike. Oh, I got this.
That's
one.
you, yeah.
What is the last TV series that you binge watched?
The one I'm watching right now is called Manifest. I'm binge watching that. It's on Netflix. It's about a whole plane that was flying. They got struck by some weird lightning, and then they came back 5 years later, and like the same. They didn't age, nothing. That's like crazy, man. Everything's connected. Like they're seeing stuff. I'm on like on the 5th or 6th episode, but I've been crazy watching it like back to back. I actually want to go watch it in a minute.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love TV shows, man. When I get to sit down and relax and watch TV, I'm not training, working out, running something. You know what I mean?
Here we go. This is a good one, Mike.
Would you rather sleep on the floor and never use a bed again, or crap in a litter and never use a toilet again? No, in a litter like the one you carry people in.
A litter box, asshole. Okay.
Oh, so a litter box?
Yeah.
Yeah, a litter box. Yeah.
Floor, never use a bed again, or litter box, never use a toilet again.
That's fucked up. Oh. Oh man, I guess I'm just gonna have to get my posture back, sleep on that floor. You know what I mean? Fix my back up.
I got a really nice,
shitting in a litter box.
get a really nice rug.
Yeah.
I mean, if you shit in a litter box, you got to cover that shit up like a cat too. You just turn into it turns into a fucking big thing.
What if you're out for dinner and you got to shit, bro? You got to bring a portable litter box to shit in. You know what I mean? That would suck. You know, it wouldn't be a good time.
Oh, shit. You just got a backpack.
You get a backpack.
Hold on, you know what I'm saying?
Excuse me for a second.
You shit in your litter box.
Let me get that floor. Let me get that floor.
All right, number 5. What is a food that's delicious fresh but sucks out of a can?
Oh, That's a tough one. I don't eat much canned foods. Wow. I,
I mean,
I thought Chef Boyardee
Cam-
right away. That's my head started going. Chef Boyardee.
I didn't even think about that. I was thinking like canned chicken. You know what I mean?
That's another
Canned
one.
chicken,
Nope.
you know?
Dude, and I
Yeah.
think we talked about this like a month ago, like potted meat. It's called potted meat. I didn't even know that was a thing. It looks like cat food. It's like processed meat mushed into a can, and you can just like scramble it and like fuck. I was like, fuck that. No way.
So it's like a hot dog in a can,
Yes.
like
Like
Spam.
Vienna sausage.
even?
It's like
Oh,
if Spam and potted meat were in a class together, Spam would be driving a Mercedes and potted meat would be driving would be riding a bike.
Oh shit!
thanks,
tandem.
man. If that's on the shelf, I'll hide it with something so people don't have to get that shit.
Yeah, fuck that. Number 6.
Favorite sports movie of all time.
Oh, Remember the Titans.
Nice. Mike, what's
Yeah,
yours?
for sure.
Mike, you got
Sports
one?
movie. The Sandlot. I think.
There you go. I like
Yeah.
White Man
That's a
Can't
great
Jump.
one too.
I love Sandlot just because I watched it
That's a
8
good
billion
one.
times when I was a kid.
Yeah, I
it
love
is.
that. I love Sandlot. My
My-
sister
my-
actually told me that I look like that kid that rolls up on a bike and challenges him, like the yeah. Said, "Oh, you look just like him." Like, man, no, I don't. You know, just talking shit. Because she always used to say when we watch that movie that I look like him.
I have to answer a question. Who is funnier, Mike and Mish or Planet Hank? And sorry, Planet Hank, but I'm telling you, Planet Hank makes me laugh my ass off. I'll tell you what, I like the guy. He's a Northeastern dude, but I'm telling you, he has no fucking chance. No fucking chance. I will bet on myself all fucking day. I will rip somebody apart limb by limb. I swear to God.
Easy.
And I'm
with the
talking
puff-
about verbally. Verbally. I'm not a fighter. Jesus Christ.
Mike,
I'm kidding.
Mike.
But I love Planet Hank.
Nothing but a fucking
Yeah.
puff piece, Mike.
Yeah, that damn puff piece, son of a
All right,
bitch.
number 7. Do you do you have a guilty pleasure? If so, what is it?
When I can, man, I got a sweet tooth from
Sweet tooth.
yeah, like when I can, like I can eat, and then I got a bottomless pit. I'll just smash sweets. Like it sucks. It's shitty because somebody asked me one day, they're like, "What do you like better, brownies or cookies?" And like, it don't matter once they get started. You know what I mean? So and that I don't like. I hate that. To me, it's
I'm with
guilty
you. I'm with
'cause
you
I shouldn't be eating
100%.
like that.
Like Oreos, dude. Let me tell you something. I'll fucking
some milk.
I'll demolish a whole row of Oreos. I mean, like a whole shopping row of Oreos, not the row in the pack. I'll fucking. I'll
I was gonna
fuck
say
that.
I'll eat more than that.
Yeah, I'll knock that Stop and Shop aisle right out. You know what? I was making these questions up earlier, and I was thinking about what the hell mine is, and my wife gives me shit about it all. I use Q-tips like all the fucking time because I feel like it's the best feeling in the world. like it just like massages the. She's like, all you're doing is fucking your ears up and like pounding that shit in there.
Oh, because you can,
And I'm like,
yeah.
my
Heck
God,
yeah,
I'm
you
like,
can.
it just feels so fucking. It's just I'm gonna get rid of
Does
all the
it?
goddamn
Does
Q-tips.
it? Do you get some like weird, like great satisfaction if you ever get like a big piece of wax out of there?
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I celebrate a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I do? I shit in the litter box and sleep on the floor.
Real small, the small
Yeah.
things piss you off, but the small things can make you really happy. See, look at that. The
Look
little
at that.
things in life. You get a
Yeah.
little bit of wax out, and
There
look
you
at
go.
me. You're like
a
There you
fucking
go.
doctor.
There you go.
Mike, he already answered this question already, but we'll go ahead and ask him anyway.
Who won the fight between Chalbek and Palorano?
I believe Chalbek. I believe, he won that fight. I mean, Adam was he's really just, what's his name? Adam, the other guy.
Palorano, the slugger.
Yeah. He was mainly just tried to bigger man him, like had power. Chalbek, he was cleaner. He was more precise. He was more slick. He was the better fighter and better boxer in there.
Had you seen
in my
Chalbek fight
opinion.
before? Had you ever seen him fight before?
I seen his highlights of the prior fight, but I didn't watch that fight.
Yeah, he's a technical ass boxer for sure, man. Everything about him is fucking precise, like you said, precise. Everything.
Yeah.
Whether it be his head, like if you watch how many times Palorano missed him in that fight, like swing and a miss,
Yeah, he was
like he's
he was
just
so big too, though. I'm sure he's seen the strikes coming. You know what I mean? Like you
yeah.
said, he's a natural 45, or somebody coming into that big. I mean, you can see that shit coming. I mean, he did catch him though, and he did drop Chalbek that one shot. But I mean, Chalbek took it like a champ, got up and kept fighting. So respect to him.
All right, last question. Oh no, here we go. What is your favorite MRE? Do you remember?
Yeah, there's a couple of them, man. Oh, there was just one that had it was my favorite because it had the muffin top. The muffin top dessert. You know what I mean? We got in trouble for selling. If we ever got Skittles or some shit, we sell them for like
Contraband.
$20, and everybody's like, "Let me get them Skittles for $20." We got in trouble, and people was like, "Oh, you have to pay him back." You know what I mean? Our first sign, and Captain came down there and got on our ass for it. But cheeseburger mac, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
But just for like a straight main course,
The chili
that,
mac.
that one was all right. Yeah. Chili mac, yeah, it's
The chili mac.
You said you got out.
Looked at MRE.
What year did you get
2000,
out?
2000, like almost 2018.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say there's some new ones nowadays that are fucking crazy. There's like like I don't know about you, Mike. Have you tried or you, Gabriel? Did you ever try the like breakfast omelet?
No, I'm afraid of it.
We never had that shit, man. We didn't.
I'm afraid of that one.
Nope. I got one.
They gave us a beef hot roast or something.
Yeah.
We never got to pick either. They just here.
Yeah. Last question, and then we'll let you get up out of here. Go ahead, Mike.
What's something you gained during your time in the Army that makes you a better professional athlete today?
Hold myself accountable. Accountability. Did I do what I was supposed to do? Did I train how I was supposed to train? You know what I mean? Accountability. To hold myself accountable and discipline. So that's what everybody needs, man. Our youth today, everybody needs discipline in their life.
Yep.
Amen, my brother.
I agree for sure.
Oh man, I couldn't agree more. Hold yourself accountable. Stop trying to blame the other person. Don't it's
yes, sir.
That's it, man.
When you can admit when you're wrong, or if something happens and someone comes around, say in the Army, if you've done something wrong and someone comes along and they're like, "Oh my God, what the fuck is this? Like, what happened here?" If you could just step ahead and go, you know what? I fucked up. I clipped the wrong line, or I backed something into something. You know what I mean? You don't leave it. It makes you a different person. It really does. If you can admit you're wrong, or you hold yourself accountable for everything that you do, it really does change everything. And people have more respect for you because they see that you're not a bullshitter.
Yeah, most people, man, if you didn't see it, didn't happen. You know what I mean? So that's how
that's
most people's outlook on life.
Hell yeah, man. Accountability and discipline. David Smith says, I'm a fan. You are an awesome guest. We look forward to seeing you fight September 11th, BYB 7. But before you go, go ahead. I put all your sponsors at the bottom there. Shout out whoever you want to shout out. Say your piece, man.
All right. Shout out God first, bro, in Jesus' name, man. Philippians 4:13. I got it right here on my arm. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. And then I want to shout out my son, Elijah. He just had his first day of preschool today. My wife, my sponsors. I want to shout out Joe Mack, my manager. All my sponsors are on the bottom. Hope everybody's doing good, man. Just thank you, everybody who's all supported me, my friends and family, everybody who's always been there for me. And I'm ready to put on a show September 11th. Y'all better watch.
Hell yeah.
Make some things happen. I'm going to put on another show. If you see my first fight, this is going to be better. I'm in better shape. I'm more ready. I mean, it's like I said, I'm going to get a win in spectacular fashion. I promise that.
Is it on pay-per-view? Is it pay-per-view?
Yeah, it will be. It should be on Stoneface's TV. That's what it's always on. I haven't heard anything change. That's actually what I told everybody before my last fight. But then, a few days before it got changed. They did that free event on YouTube for
Yeah.
the last event. So, but it should be on stonefaces.tv. So,
All
Nice,
right,
man.
but yeah,
Well, we look
yeah,
forward to
watching. I'm
seeing
putting on a
you.
show for you guys.
Hey, we look forward to seeing you in that piece of shit Trigon, right, Mike?
The mighty
fucking
Trigon.
Trigon.
I love that thing.
I
love that
I
thing.
don't mind like the small, like I don't mind the ring being like you say the ring is big and you in BKFC, right? I don't mind the smaller ring. Like, you know, in UFC they have the 25-foot and then the 20-foot, right? I don't mind the smaller one, right? I don't mind a small round, but the triangle, it just kills me. I just hate it so much. The friggin' ref gets stuck all the time. The ref is like, I don't know, he gets stuck in a corner, he can't move, and then it fucks with the fighters. I just think it happens. It's going to happen so much, and it already has happened.
Yeah, it presses the action, and you gotta stay in that middle. I mean, I guess I kind of understand where you're coming from with the ref and things getting congested in there, but at the same time, it's like you gotta fight. You know what I mean? Like you have to fight. There is no running around. Like there's no. I mean, you can move in there. Don't get me wrong. You can move in there. It's not as small as people think. You can move.
You were doing circles around your last opponent, you know, and you were like moving around and jabbing him, and then you move a little bit more to the left and then jab him again as he was turning with you. But like the ref was just stuck in the corner. He couldn't get anywhere. So like what I think, put the ref on the outside of the ropes. How about that? And then as soon as something happens, he has to like jump through real quick.
he has to jump over like Lorenzo.
Hey, you just have to get in, slides in like a WWE.
That's a beast right there. Lorenzo Hunt's a beast, man.
Lorenzo fought in the Trigon.
Yeah. In the early days, so when he fought in the Trigon, correct me if I'm wrong, it was a cage.
The mighty Trigon. Yeah,
right. That might be part of the reason I don't like it. Right, it was there because we call it the mighty Trigon. That's another.
when Lorenzo fought in it, when Lorenzo fought it wasn't ropes; it was a cage. And I remember, and it was like
it used to be a cage.
And I don't know fucking shapes. Okay, I know triangles and whatever, but what's the triangle that where like one side's shorter and there's like a longer corner? And they called that like the death corner.
Acute? Is it acute or obtuse?
Obtuse, right? Maybe obtuse.
Acute is the smaller. Obtuse is bigger than.
Well, either way,
90,
one of the corners was tighter than the other two corners. When I watched Lorenzo's fight, and they had a name for that corner, like the deep corner was like the corner of it was like the death corner or something like that. If you get stuck in there, you're fucking dead.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Anyways. Now it's all equilateral now.
Yeah.
But,
it's 22 by 22 by 22, right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Mike knows all about it.
Small,
He studied.
You better be ready to fight when you go in there.
I'm trying to like it.
Hell yeah, man! We're looking forward to it. We'll check that out, and we'll have you back afterwards. Talk about your victory. All right?
For sure, man. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me on, man. You guys are great, man. Yeah, I had a great time. It was a good show.
Awesome.
For real.
It's like this every time. So we'll have a good time next time.
Good.
That's right.
Good.
All right.
Good.
You have a good night.
Good.
Take it easy.
You too. God bless you guys. Thank you.
All right. Take care, man.
All right, Mike, you're always clowning around.
I'm always a fucking asshole. Why? No, I mean, I'm really not. But Adam Palorano is in the comments still, and I just want to send out a formal invite to come on the Mike and Mish show whenever you want. Hit us up, or I'll hit you up, and we'll get you on the show sometime so you can tell your side too, because we are here for the fighters, and we let John Lee Chalbek come on here and tell his side, and we will absolutely let you come on and tell your side and talk about your, come up and what's next for you and all that good stuff. So,
all right. Well, Mike, we're an hour and 19 minutes in, but let's do a little recap. What do you say?
Little recap.
Can we still do this recap time.
Recap.
We would have done this earlier, people, but we had a special guest.
John said, "Do it now. Do it now.
Do it now."
We're sending an invite right now to Palorano.
All right, so I'm going to put the results at the bottom of the screen. We're going to run through them. Before we do, remember, go to
Brito says he wants to tell his side.
I want to tell my side. We can get Brito on here too.
Chalbek Palorano fight, or just...
Brito wants to tell his side of his fight because that was another tight one. Yeah, hey, before we get into this, thefightersfriend.com, promo code MISH20. Get yourself a vape pen and smoke that shit. Okay. You want to
Smoke that shit.
Smoke that shit. Smack that shit silly.
Yeah,
okay.
You see me smoke that shit?
Mike, where do you want to start, buddy? The night star. Okay, BKFC 20, Biloxi, Mississippi, the greatest road system in the history of roads. Mike knows.
I don't know what's up with what is going on over there. Anyways, I already had talked about this before. I can't. Brito said their fight. Tell us side of their fight.
Anybody that wants to come on the show, go ahead and say it in the inside. We're going to start off with the first fight of the night, Bobby Taylor.
Oh, Bobby Taylor.
Bobby Taylor. Let me fucking tell you about Bobby Taylor. That dude, I don't know his age, and I should, but that guy is 3-0 in the BKFC 155-pound division. He is a stacked little, older guy. I think he's got to be in his mid 40s. That guy packs a fucking hell of a punch. Power. His right hook is fucking deadly. And I'll tell you right now, the fight didn't last long. Bam Bam Rogers was taking shots from Bobby Taylor, and he dropped him once with a real vicious right hand. And then on the second one, the finisher, he hit him with that right hook that stunned him. He went halfway down, and the fucking uppercut that he hit him with, it was this short little uppercut, and it looked like Rogers went airborne. It looked like a goddamn. You remember the movie Snatch when Brad Pitt got hit with that uppercut and went flying, and he landed in the swimming pool in his dreams, and then he woke up and knocked the dude out. That's what it looked like to me.
It says he's 43, buddy.
43. So, dude, he's 43 years old. I mean, I'm gonna be 40 in a couple months, and that guy is impressive, man. He's a little beast. He just fought at Game Bred 1 a month back.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, he showed up to Game Bred to watch as a spectator that
MMA, boxing, and bare knuckle.
Yeah, he showed up to Game Bred. Look at that right hand. Pops him. Boom. Watch this uppercut. Bam. Dude.
Lifts him up.
Dude, he lifted him with that uppercut, just sent him into the ropes. Brad Pitt, snatch, pikey style, just bam. It was fucking beautiful.
And, I believe I have another angle of that knockout, unless I got rid of it. I very well could have.
Age just isn't as important as in BK fighting. Yeah, you're right. I mean, and plus old man strength is a real thing. And if you have old man strength, I mean, you might as well, you can fucking conquer the world. But let me finish that story. Bobby Taylor showed up to Game Bred 1 to watch the show. And when he got there, they were like, hey, you want to fight this guy? And he was like, yeah, okay. And he fucking fought a guy on the card that night and won. How badass is that? He was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, man, I didn't even know I was going to fight. I just showed up. I was going to watch the show. And as soon as I got there, they were like, hey, you want to go fucking fight this guy? I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, throw me in there. Hold on a second.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Old man.
I got no issues.
Straight power, old man accuracy, dude. He's awesome. Like Bobby Taylor, I'm like I said, Bobby Taylor's 3-0 in that 155-pound division. You got Luis Palomino holding the title. I don't know how he's doing right now because he's battling COVID and he was in the hospital. He was on oxygen and shit. But I don't know.
Oh, I saw him today.
Hopefully he's good. Hopefully his fight with with COVID doesn't hinder the Dat versus Palomino fight that they're trying to put together. But I think next in line after that is Bobby Taylor. Or wouldn't you say Bobby Taylor would be the perfect guy to welcome Chad Mendes October 22nd?
That would be a good one.
Let me tell you something. Chad Mendes is a stout little bastard. Bobby Taylor is a stout fucking 43-year-old man with old man strength and old man accuracy with a 3-0 record in the 155-pound division. You put Chad Mendes in a fucking main event or a co-main with Bobby Taylor and he beats Bobby Taylor, Chad's automatically in a title fight against the winner of Dat and Palomino. Bobby Taylor welcomes Chad Mendes with an ass whipping, and he goes to 4-0, and his fourth win in the 155-pound division is against Chad Mendes of the UFC. Motherfucker, dude, he is the guy. You know what I mean?
I would love to see Martin Brown come back.
Me too. Well, Martin Brown, like we said, is our dark horse in that division. I don't know. Right. In those rankings that just came out from the super group over there, they had him at number 5 in the 165-pound division, in the 155 to 160. I don't know. I don't even know how these fucking. It's the weight classes are weird, man.
Because they have a 10-pound. So I know it's it wasn't really explained too well when it was put out. That's all.
Howie says that Shoaf should get a shot at Palomino. Yeah, you think he should get a shot at Palomino?
A shot at Palomino now?
No. Before Bobby Taylor? I don't.
No, I don't. I just don't. I think he at least needs one more fight before he gets this. He's moving up there. But yeah, he's good. I mean, Shoaf is good. You know who said he wanted to fight Shoaf? Tony Loco Soto.
Look at
Tony
Elvin
Loco
Brito.
Soto wants to fight everyone.
Yeah, look at Elvin Brito. Oh, where'd it go? Hold up. Chad should ease in with a 65-pound or with a 165.
Yeah, ease in with the guy that was supposed to fight for the title, but then took a shot against the friggin' veteran boxer just for the hell of it before his title fight. Yeah, that's not bad.
Funny,
that's an easy one.
Yeah, Brito's like,
simple walk.
Ease in against me. You know? He's like, okay.
I thought you were gonna fight Diego Sanchez.
All right, hey, the next fight on the card was our boy Ryan the Juggernaut Jones, and me and Mike we could tell you this: that boy was nervous going into this fight. I don't know why. He was coming off a loss. Well, a doctor stoppage, but he was coming off a loss. It was a doctor stoppage. He was winning the Washington fight up until the doctor stoppage, I believe. I don't know, man. We went out to dinner with all them guys. Shout out to Brito in the comments and Ryan Jones. Those guys are awesome people just to even hang out with outside of the sport. They're fucking
very, very everyone. I've probably said this before, but everybody in this bare knuckle community has been super, super welcoming, very nice, always cool. Like, hey, you want to do an interview? Yeah, no problem. Like, even when it seems like they might be, like you said, like Ryan Jones, maybe he's nervous or when you ask him for an interview, he'll snap right out. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. It's and these guys are like,
hey, before we keep going, Joe Ivy says, yeah, I'd be surprised if Palomino didn't have long-term problems from COVID. And that's what I'm saying. We don't know what the effects. We don't know what the effects of what's going on with him right now is going to be to the sport. So you know what? Maybe he needs to take some time off after this, and they
an interim type thing.
They've never done an interim title before, but maybe this is the time that they actually do one because Palomino is such a big pulverizing figure in the sport. They would never strip him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's an unfortunate event that the world has to deal with, and he just happens to be a victim of it. And now, he is where he is, but, hopefully he gets better.
So Ryan Jones was fighting Kane Tomlinson Sr., and Kane is the old dog that bite. The old dog still bites. The Beast, whatever his name is. The Beast, Kane Tomlinson.
Sandlot reference.
Yeah, he's a dude. And Ryan Jones, we're talking to him, and Jones is like, you see that fucking guy's hands? And if you look at Kane Tomlinson's hands, they are twice the size of my hand. And these two knuckles right here stick.
Yeah,
they stick out like fucking daggers. Like his front two knuckles are an inch further out than his other two knuckles. They look like goddamn deadly weapons. And Jones is, I'm like, what are you so fucking nervous about, man? You're good, bro. You should be 2-0 right now. If the doctor stoppage didn't happen last time, you'd be 2-0 heading in here with a flawless record. So I don't know why he's like, I don't know. I'm just nervous. Look at his hands. And then
look at his knuckle. When he hits me with that, it's going to hurt, It's going to hurt.
But then he got in there, dude, and he got to the line and he was aggressive right off the rip, right off the line. He was fucking shot out of a cannon straight at Kane. He was throwing at him relentlessly. He was landing shots, missing shots, but he was the one pushing the pace, and he got him out of there early. And it was a big win for him. And he broke his hand in the process. So I think Ryan Jones is going to have some time out, letting in both. I think he has injuries in both hands, to be honest with you, but he's going to need a little time to come back, and he's going to come back with a 2-1 record. And, you know what I mean? Kane Tomlinson, on the other hand, unfortunately for the old dog, I mean, everyone loves him, but I don't know where he stands now with an 0-3 record. Hopefully, you know, his fights have been rough, like, and it's because of his fight style. He's just like his son.
A monster. He just goes forward and just fucking
just straight at him.
Beef.
And then he runs into a guy who comes straight at him, who's 15 years younger than him. You know, it's like it's a tough task for a 47-year-old man. Yeah, it is what it is, man. You know, best of luck to Kane. Maybe he'll get one more time out there, but that moves him to 0-3, puts Ryan Jones at 2-1, and puts him in a good position to come back with healthy hands and get himself a good fight. Next fight. Oh shit,
now,
Mike.
let me put the video up right now. Shag.
No, which one are
you
we
going
doing?
to Shag? Who are you going to?
No, the next one was
Chalbek Palorano.
Chalbek Palorano.
Yeah.
Here's where we start showing all the highlights, ladies and gentlemen. Chalbek's in the comments. Palorano's in the comments. These guys.
We're talking about those counter punches by Chalbek every time. He's just getting in front of his opponent. Oh, best little flurry right there of the fight, I believe, for him. Landed several good shots, but he's just waiting.
These guys went at it, but like we said, it seemed like Palorano was 2 weight classes above him, but John.
Right there, we're talking about those counter punches.
That's the same one.
Punches by Chalbek every time. He's just getting in front of his opponent. Oh, best little flurry right there of the fight, I believe, for him. Landed.
Whoops, sorry.
Oh my God, Mike! You know this is what happens when we only have a 2-man operation. We don't have a.
No, you sent me these, you fuck.
I'm sorry. Did I send him more than once?
Yeah.
Here we go. Yeah, man. These guys, it was a back and forth fight, and I watched it again today. Like I said, watching it cage side from you got people in front of you, you got fucking people jumping around, you got the people around the cage get kind of like interfering a little bit. It's not awful, but you really don't get to see exactly what the hell's going on like you would on TV, believe it or not. Seeing it live, don't get me wrong, is fucking awesome. Like the whole atmosphere, the sound, the blood, everything, the emotion of the people. The people are super emotional, but you don't get to see all this stuff while you're there. Watch this.
Oh, I was going to bring it back again.
Here's Chalbek coming back with a good little combination right there. Doing what he does, making his opponent punch, and then coming right after him afterwards.
And now, don't think that we're only showing highlights of John. We're only showing the highlights that they were showing on the program. So in between rounds, these are the highlights that they were bringing up. So if there's a lack of highlights of Adam hitting John, that's not on us. That's on the fucking show, bro.
That's what they put up.
Right. And like I said, I watched it today. I rewatched it, and it was much closer than I thought in person, but I still think that Chalbek.
It wasn't a blowout.
No, it fucking wasn't. It was not a blowout.
It was not a blowout. It wasn't like
Chalbek is just so elusive with his and he's such a good counterpuncher. And like honestly, if you guys go to the BKTV app and like watch that shit again, you'll see Palorano landing some power shots in the body, and you'll see he didn't land a lot on John's face, but he did miss a lot. And I'm not bullshitting. Like, go watch it. He had a lot of he's throwing these hooks, and John's just like doing this shit, and they're just like whoop, 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 and they're going over his head, and he's like popping him with that little fucking half uppercut, half hook, little shovel punch that he throws. It was a great performance. You know how they say you could lose up?
Yeah.
This is a lose up
Right.
for Chalbek.
Yeah, it is.
This is definitely a lose up for him. He lost, but I think he gained. He gained stock. Yeah, he gained stock.
Both of them get to move up from it.
Chalbek broke his thumb. He's letting that recover. I believe the only injuries on Palorano were like superficial, bruising, swelling, cuts, stuff like that. But like I said, it was a battle of a guy who should be fighting in 145 pounds against a guy that looked like he belonged in the 175-pound division. That was like crazy. It was not a factor at all. I believe he's talking about his broken hand. Like Chalbek popped in here surprisingly earlier in the program, and he told us that he would have went 5 more rounds with a broken hand. So hell of a performance by John Lee Chalbek. Hell of a performance by Adam Palorano. Those guys put on a show for the crowd. Palorano got the win. It might have been location bias. I don't know, but are we wrong about anything we're saying, Mike?
I don't think so, but it's all opinion.
Right. It is all opinion, man. It's all opinion. Next up after that was at Oshag Hennessy, Mr. Scott O'Shaughnessy, the Irish Spartan versus David Simpson.
All right, let me bring this one up.
All right, while
it's cleverly named Oshag.
Oshag.
Yeah, here it is.
Check this out.
This clever look away.
Watch this.
And then run
forward.
Yeah, and see a couple of those punches actually landed in there. That was the best.
Dude, those uppercuts. They almost look like
that's David Simpson.
Just to get his
this is David Simpson. This is, I believe, in the 4th round of the fight. Now, in the first round of the fight, O'Shaughnessy dropped him twice. That was a 10-7 round. Then he dropped him in the second. Then he dropped him in the third. Back-to-back 10-8s. It was like literally impossible for David Simpson to win that fight without a knockout. But that fucking dude showed a lot of heart. And he showed that he belongs in that ring because he came out in that 4th round, and the highlight that you just showed was from that 4th round. He did that no look. He did the look to the side, like pointed and looked over there, and then hit him with that flurry, and then tied him up in the half clinch and worked him with those uppercuts, and he won the 4th round after getting just dragged the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, he had pretty much no chance to win the fight unless he got a knockdown.
He had to knock him out, and then the 5th round came around, and I believe O'Shaughnessy took the 5th round as well. It was a close round, but O'Shaughnessy took that one. So, on our card, 49-43, maybe something like that. I don't even remember. I'd have to do
I think that's what it was. Yeah, I think that's what we had. 49-43.
49-43, but that moves O'Shaughnessy to 2-0.
Yep.
But the thing is, I believe that David Simpson, it took him the first 3 rounds to settle into the sport. You know what I mean? He was a tryout guy. He got pulled. I don't remember which tryout. If anybody in the comments knows which one David Simpson was at, he was another one of these tryout guys that showed up.
Was he in New York?
I don't know, man.
Belfast?
But this was his debut. It looked like it was going to be a one and done for the guy, getting just dragged the first 3 rounds of the fight. But then he showed perseverance and fucking some heart, and he really turned it around. And then after the fight, I got to be honest, man, he looked like the fresher guy. Don't you think so? He looked like the fresher guy. He's the one yelling, "Give us a 6th round. Give us another one. Let's keep going. I want to keep going."
Unfortunately, a little too late. Like,
right.
You have O'Shaughnessy gave his everything during the fight. You can't hold on, till too late, because this is what happens. You lose. You get fucked up in the beginning. I don't know if he was holding back or if O'Shaughnessy just was beating the shit out of him, which that's what it looked like to us. He's just like beating the shit out of him for 3 rounds, and maybe he couldn't get in position to win. And if the rounds were long, the fight was longer, but it wasn't. So,
but it wasn't, that's what I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from O'Shaughnessy or whatever. I think that David Simpson needed a few rounds to settle in and figure out the fucking game a little bit. And then like after 3 rounds, he started figuring a few things out, and he was pulling little tricks. He was pulling little tricks out of his bag and you know, pulling that no look and, you know, tying up in the clinch and doing some clinch work. And he looked like he belonged is what I'm getting at. And O'Shaughnessy's got a broken nose now. He's going to need a little time. He's a 2-0 record. O'Shaughnessy is going to be a guy that you're going to be talking about in that 185-pound division for sure. That kid's a beast, and he's a really good fighter. But he's going to be the Irish Spartan. David Simpson didn't seem like he took all that much damage, and he seems like the type of guy that would want to jump right back in there. So I would expect to see David Simpson back in there. If I was BKFC brass, I would have looked at the last 2 rounds of that fight and been like, if this kid can bring that from the jump in his next fight, he's going to be a fucking problem. So
tough guy. Look
for that guy. Next up, we got Caleb Harris versus Derek Finley. And has Caleb Harris ever looked any better?
Oh my God. Guy was as crisp as ever. I mean, I was like, I don't know if I could say I was impressed, or I just was like, you know, this guy he's just getting better and better. Like, I know he's good and he's winning, and he looked crisp, and he's fighting Derek Finley, who we talked to, who is a veteran boxer. And I mean, fuck, I mean, he was great. He's crisp every shot. I feel like everywhere he wanted to fucking hit, he hit. Finley, I mean, the guy, obviously he was at a reach disadvantage big time. I mean, he looked really small in there, kind of like the Chalbek. He was a little stocky, but he just did not have that reach. And man, Caleb was fucking just popping him left and right. And Finley got him a couple times here and there, but I feel like it was no doubt that Caleb was just fucking taken off with that fight, like right from the beginning.
Well, Caleb never stopped moving. Never gave Finley a chance to take a break. He was circling the cage. He was coming forward, moving to he never stopped moving. He was the pace and the energy that Caleb was putting out to a guy who's standing in like a traditional boxing stance, and like, you know, he's like moving like a boxer. He never deviated from like a traditional boxing stance or anything. Like Derek Finley didn't too much like adjust his game to the bare knuckle game. But then you got fucking Caleb Harris over there throwing fucking jabs, hooks, straight rights. He's moving to his right, throwing hooks. He's fucking throwing Superman punches at the fucking guy.
He looked very comfortable.
He's tying him up in the clinch. You could see which guy is the experienced veteran in the squared circle with the gloves off, and the guy that wasn't quite sure what he was supposed to be doing in that situation. And I think that Caleb Harris looked better than ever. That puts him to, I think, 4-3. That puts him at 4-3. That puts him right in line to be number 2, right behind Elvin Brito in the 165-pound division. A fight between them. They had fought once before. Brito got the best of him in the first one. Let him run that back. Throw a fucking belt out there, or start a tournament like they've been talking about. Put Elvin Brito, Caleb Harris, Joe Elmore, and fucking let Martin Brown go up there in the 165-pound division. Have a 4-way tournament between them, or Jordan Nash. Jordan Nash is, I believe, 2-1. One of them being in total line. That would be good too. Either way, the 2 guys that are the most deserving to like get a strap and put a title in the 165-pound division is those 2, I think. And they didn't have a tournament for 175. Is 175 Thiago Alves? That was at 175, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't do a tournament for that division. So develop a belt, 165-pound, Elvin Brito, Caleb Harris, part 2. Let's do it. Caleb Harris, I believe, was the performance of the night. I don't know if they do those kind of bonuses. Wasn't the fight of the night, but performance of the night. That guy fucking showed up. I want to answer Bobby Bousquet, old friend of mine from high school back in the day. What's up, Bobby? Quick opinion off topic. What do you think of the YouTuber Logan Paul? Is he a fluke? It's actually Jake Paul that's going to be fighting Tyron Woodley. Would you like to see him in the cage? I absolutely would. Logan Paul, I would like to see in the cage as well. Him or Woodley. Oof. Jake or Woodley? What do you got, Mike?
Jake.
Jake, I was just gonna say that, dude, because Jake is as annoying as he is to everybody that is a pure combat sport enthusiast that fucking loves the sport and that thinks that he's a fucking disgrace to it and he's taking away like the sanctity of our fucking home. He's putting in the work to become a good boxer. He's putting in the money, the time, the effort, and he's pretty decent. Like in his fights, who has he fought? Ben Askren.
Nobody great.
Right. Nate.
No real boxers.
He fought
He's
an
still
NBA
not going to fight a real boxer.
I think his first fight was against like another YouTuber.
It was YouTuber.
His
right.
second fight was against an NBA basketball player. His third fight was against the worst striker in the history of UFC.
Yeah.
I mean, of MMA.
Yeah.
Ben
But now he's
Askren,
going against somebody who
now he's going against a guy that can knock
has some
people out
power.
with his hands.
He has some
Yes.
power in his hands, but he's not a boxer.
But he's not a boxer. He's got power
He's
in his hands. And honest to God, they did the open workout thing today. Did you watch any of it, Mike?
No, I did not.
I mean, anybody can look good hitting pads. You know what I
Right.
mean? And Tyron Woodley didn't
He's
even
been hitting
look,
pads for years.
I honestly didn't even think he looked all that good hitting pads, though. That's the thing. Like, anyone could, it's all, when he's hitting pads in front of a fucking crowd, it's all routine. And you can tell that they're doing the routine. But he's like doing like the slowest routine. I don't know. I wasn't impressed. You want my honest opinion right now, Bobby? I'm going to say Jake Paul surprises everybody, and the MMA world takes a dagger to the fucking
He
heart.
beats another wrestler in boxing.
Yep, he beats another. He beats another All-American wrestler in boxing. I wish he would box like
A boxer?
No, if he wanted to fight, but if he wanted to fight like an MMA guy,
He's not going to fight MMA ever.
but I'm saying no. If he's bringing over MMA guys to fight in boxing,
Yeah.
like a Robbie Lawler or a fucking Jorge Masvidal or someone like that, even though he's boys with Jorge, but like someone like that can actually Matt Brown from the UFC, box him. If you could beat Matt Brown,
He says he wanted to fight Nate Diaz.
yeah, he'll get fucking smacked around by him. Okay, let's get back to the fights here. We finished up with Caleb Harris. He was fucking super impressive. After Caleb, was our boy Elvin Brito and Julio Garcia. Ladies and gentlemen, do you guys know how old Julio Garcia is? The Cuban lover. That guy was so fucking impressive against one of the best 165ers in the world, Elvin Leon Brito El Bandito himself, 50-year-old Julio Garcia. 3 times tried to float over here from Cuba on like a door or a fucking tire or some shit and almost got eaten by a goddamn shark. Got picked up by the fucking Coast Guard all 3 times and brought back to Cuba. This dude's story is fucking insane.
Yeah.
He finally made it to the United States. He went 25-8 or something like that as a pro boxer. He's 50 years old right now. Looks like he's 35. In fucking insane shape. And then he steps in there with one of the best in the business and he goes the distance. And that was a tight decision, man. I don't know, man. What'd you think about that fight?
When we were there, I wasn't sure if Brito won.
Absolutely. And I'll say that Elvin can get mad at us all he wants, but from
I was not sure. I was like, it was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Like I really thought that like he was going to blow him out. Like I thought there was no chance. And I'm not even trying to fucking disrespect Julio, but I don't really know the guy too well. So I'm going to admit I really didn't do too much research on him. We talked to him before the fight and all that, but I just know Brito, how he fights and being a veteran. I thought he was going to blow him out of the water. And obviously I'm not, this is
Mike, John Castillo says, it would be nice if BKFC did YouTube videos where you can learn about the fighters.
We do YouTube videos that you can learn about the fighters. I mean, shit.
Maybe Mission Accomplished. Mike and
I would love to put together.
We'll start fucking pumping out some videos. Get to know your fighters. But we got to know him a little bit down there. I did an interview with him. If you go to the Mission Accomplished YouTube page, you'll get a little taste of the dude. It wasn't it was like a 5-minute interview, just sitting down by the pool, getting to know him a little bit. Very nice guy and hell of a story, but he went head to head. And what it came down to, I believe, was Elvin's I don't know if you brutality. Like he was just manhandling when it came down to it. If they were just stepping back and throwing hands, Elvin was having a problem with this guy. Like the Cuban Lover was throwing some fucking heat at him, but then Elvin would tie him up and he'd get him in the clinch and he would grind his forehead against this dude's face. And I think that, and like at one point you could see that guy's face, like, like, what the fuck did I get myself into here? Like, what is he doing? Elvin would get him in the clinch, just grind his forehead, and he made it a really.
He had a chop Corley face on.
Yeah, he made it. Yeah, he made it a dirty fight, like Elvin Brito's good at. He started using his size advantage, and he started tossing him around against the ropes and tying him up in the clinch. And I'll tell you right now, for never being in a bare knuckle fight, there was one sequence in that fight where they both tied up and they went at it like a fucking hockey fight, and they were pounding on each other for about 15 seconds there. It was beautiful. In person, I thought Garcia, I thought in person, like I've said,
that he did better than he really did.
Yeah, like I said, from where they put the media at these events, we're behind like the VIPs. So it's like the VIPs is like 10 rows of VIPs, and then there's like a walkway and then a media table. So we're probably 35 feet from the ring. From 30 feet away, looking over people's heads and trying to like take enough information and to actually report it to people accurately, it's tough. You really gotta go back and watch it on like monitors or something like that, because when I watched it afterwards, it did look like Elvin definitely did enough to win the fight. That night, I was like, wow, I thought Julio did enough to beat Elvin. So it's all in perspective, man. It's like tough. The people at home were probably like, yeah, no way. Elvin won that fucking fight. What are you morons talking about? Yeah, well, fuck you guys. After Elvin. Did we have any Elvin Julio highlights? I don't think we did.
No, we don't.
Melvin Gillard, Harris Stevenson. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think about that? I got my opinion.
Here's the thing. Why are we fucking over Melvin Gillard, man? What's going on? This guy's fucking got 2 fucking fights in a row where I feel like he kind of got fucking screwed out. But whatever, it is what it is. But for this fight, if Stevenson is down, I see the ref yell, why is he not stepping in? Why is he not starting a count? The knee's not down. He barely brushes him. It's still fucking legal in my book. But supposedly the ref yells he's a down fighter. I think that if he would have stepped in, because I do see the ref yell, right? Mm-hmm. So he says he's down. So, and then seconds, 5 or 4 seconds, whatever, after, then you have Melvin throw the punch. So, which it's illegal, right? But in the heat of the moment, he's there fighting. The ref yells he's down, but I don't think he's concentrating on that. The ref should have stepped in and then started his count rather than just yell from afar while you're inside of a place where everyone's screaming and the fighter's adrenaline is rushing and he's just trying to finish the fight, and he sees that the guy's knees are not down on the ground and his ass is not down on the ground. So that's what Melvin Gillard sees. So I'm not blaming Melvin Gillard. The ref, I feel like, should have stepped in to say he's down. That's what he should have done. Put his hand out, started counting. That's what it would have stopped the whole fucking thing, but he did not. So,
So I 1,000,000% agree with you. When he went down, he crouched and that right knee was hovering. It wasn't on the floor. If the referee, and I think we have a highlight, I don't know if we do. If the referee thought he was down, he should have jumped in front of Melvin, said, go to the neutral corner, and started the count. But he didn't do that. And it's just like the last fight with Melvin getting knocked into the ropes. if the ropes hold up a guy that's falling down, that's a downed opponent, you stop Scott O'Shaughnessy, you send him to the other side of the ring, and you start the standing 8 count. The referee blew it in the Melvin Gillard fight a couple months back, and then this one, I don't care what. Listen, my man Howie, we love you. You're a fucking awesome guy, but I think that ref blew that shit, blew it bad. And there's fucking there's video highlight evidence of it. There's angles of it. And we might not even have that angle, but trust me when I tell you, folks, the guy crouched down. His right knee was off the ground by this much. And if the ref says to Melvin that he's down in a loud arena, Melvin didn't hear him. And nobody's stopping him from hitting him again. And if he's not down, he'll throw it. And to be honest with you, like Mike said, it grazed him. That fucking last punch was not the fucking nail in the coffin. Howie, you've watched it from every angle, but you are 90 years old, sir.
No, it's his knee.
But
seriously, Howie, if you watched it for every angle, then you would notice that his knee wasn't down.
His knee wasn't down. It absolutely was not down.
Like it wasn't even close to being down. I can see it from a mile away.
Eric says the ref should have done his job instead of half-assing it. That is absolutely true, and I believe it. I believe it. Mike believes it. Elvin Brito believes it. Eric Williams believes it. A lot of people in here. Melvin don't believe it, but I mean, Howie doesn't believe it, but. Honestly, man, I think he got hosed hard because he was winning that fight and he had him rocked.
But no, and then that's it. He's gonna call the fight too.
You just disqualify.
Like this, not even like a point. He's just disqualifying right off the rip.
Howie, Melvin hesitated and then threw the punch. The knee wasn't down, but the ref yelled he was down.
Right,
he might not have heard the ref fucking say it. The ref needs to get off his fucking ass. Hop in front of Melvin and be like, he's down, get to your corner, and then turn around and do your fucking job and count.
Because when you see people fighting and the ref wants to stop the count, do you just say, hey, he's done, and then that's it? You just hope that the fighter stops. You got to get in there and split them up.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
It's one of those things,
Howie says rules say disqualified. Yes, it does. If he was a downed opponent, the rules would say he was.
Here's the thing, though,
but he wasn't down.
I'm gonna say something here. It happens in bare knuckle every fucking event. Somebody gets hit when they're down, and I will come back with a whole.
Dude, I'll say it right now. Lorenzo Hunt hit Rob Morrow twice when he was down.
Yep.
Nobody stopped that.
Boom, boom. Yep. It happens constantly. That's not the only one.
It happens all the time. And it's because of the hesitation. It's because it looked like he was down, but then Melvin stepped back.
Doesn't make it right.
But you know what? Melvin might not have heard the ref, but Melvin stepped back, assessed it, and saw that his knee wasn't down. He was like, fuck, he's not down. One more. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
Let's see the footage.
You didn't send me the footage, God damn it.
Fuck, what? I got it.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
I can get it.
I'll send it to you right now, you cocksucker.
Mike,
yeah. Mike. Goober.
Kyle's a fucking goober.
Hey, so we're in this bar while I'm getting this footage. We're in this bar. It's about 9:30 in the morning. It's a restaurant with like a breakfast bar. And this lady walks by with Bloody Marys, and there's like vegetables sticking onto the top of it. And I go, hey, Mike, check that out, man. They put fucking asparagus in the goddamn Bloody Marys here. And this lady sitting at the bar goes, that was okra, you goober. And I was like,
a complete stranger.
Yeah, some complete stranger sitting there. I was like, goober? I'm like, that was asparagus. She goes, do you even know what okra looks like? I go, hey, I was like, you know what? I don't know what okra looks like, lady. I've seen it chopped up in gumbo. That's about it. I don't even have the fucking footage. I thought I did. God damn it. I'm sorry. Find it, Mike. So the waitress comes back over. I said, hey, what kind of vegetables were in that Bloody Mary? She goes, oh, we put asparagus in our Bloody Marys right here. I was like, ha, you fucking goober. She goes, I'm a goober.
I'm a goober.
I'm a goober. And like
She
then,
really did say that. I'm a goober.
And then the waitress goes, why, you guys want a couple Bloody Marys? And Mike goes, you bring me a drink with vegetables and I'll slap it across this fucking bar.
I did.
You fucking
Don't you be
nod.
listen, I don't want no fucking vegetables inside of my damn drink, okay? If I want some alcohol, don't be giving me no friggin' vegetables. You gotta be fucking out of your damn mind.
Yeah. Would you
I
like
want
a
some
salad in your
alcohol.
drink?
Right. Who the hell wants that shit? I don't want that. Get the hell out of here. God damn, man.
Dude,
You know, some
that shit was
people.
funny as hell. Hey, and then the lady, like a little while later, she gets up to leave and she's walking out and she looks back at us. She goes, I'm a goober. And fucking walked out. Oh, shit. All right. We don't have the footage, Mike?
I believe
move
I
on to
do right
Bobo.
here because I just had to get it off Facebook quick. So bear with me. So
Yeah.
let's see if this works here.
There we go. Boom.
Look at his knees.
Watch his knee. Look at his knee. Is his knee down?
It's not.
There it is. Not down. Referee's not doing shit.
Boom.
That-
So look at the ref is like friggin' about 3 body lengths away from him. I mean, Jesus.
You mean to tell me, dude, play it back again. Watch his knee. Howie.
There's a punch.
Look
Okay,
at
look
the
at the
knee.
ref is like, wait, okay, so he says down here, right? But
Yeah, he says
Melvin
down.
Gillard ain't even looking at him. Boom. His knee ain't down. So, and I mean, come on. He kind of brushed him, but I mean, it hits a hit, right?
I don't know, man. I think that's a fucking hose job, if you ask me. Oh my god. For the people in the comments, please give us your opinions now. Yeah, Bobby, there you go. We got a new viewer tonight. My boy Bobby. I haven't seen him in the comments before on any of these shows, but he's watching right now. Definitely not down. His fucking knee was up, and that punch wasn't even significant. He was already hurt.
His face is this way, you know?
Yeah.
So you can yell and you can say you yelled,
Yeah.
but you have to, when you're a ref, like I see people get in and they
Bro.
put their hands in and they go, you know that dude? Like, who's the ref that always refs all the big boxing matches? Dude, he's
Howie,
always covered in tons of blood and shit.
If he was stuck in the ropes, then the ref should have fucking got his ass over there and stopped Melvin.
Right.
He stood him. Look at, he just stays back.
Yeah, I see his ass is on the ropes.
If he's stuck in the ropes, Melvin's not even looking at the ref.
Let me make a point though. Melvin's ass was stuck in the ropes in the last fight
time.
against Oshag, and Oshag just fucking busted him
Yeah.
up just like he should have. And then the ref came in and split it up and said, "That's it, game over." So
yeah, that is so fucking good that you.
That's
just said
literally
that. That's
what happened to
exactly
him.
What happened to Melvin versus O'Shaughnessy? He was stuck in the ropes. The ref didn't do shit. O'Shaughnessy dropped 2
Fucking
more
just
bombs on him while he was stuck in the ropes, and he loses by TKO.
that's it.
So get the fuck.
So
out
this
of
guy
here.
falls back on the ropes. He's waiting for the ref. He's just punching him. Where's the ref?
Melvin's
coming to
like, hey, you
break
know
it
what?
up?
This shit happened to me last time. I'm about to finish him. I don't know, man.
Could have been a sweet walk-off knockout, that's for sure. If he just went threw his hands up, it probably would have been over right there, you know?
Yeah. Anyways, let's move on to the most, I would say.
I know he definitely said down and motioned, but if you look at
Melvin's
the fighter's looking this way, he's behind him saying he's down,
so-
like pointing to the ground. But dude, we're not here for sign language, you know?
dude,
You have to get in there and split it up.
Get in between the fighters. If he's down, say it to Melvin as you're moving towards him to get in between him. Be like,
Imagine
"He's
if you
down,
told
down.
Derek
back up."
Lewis that he's down. Like if Derek Lewis is landing a bomb on somebody that's on the
Yeah.
ground and you're
Derek,
across
he's
the
down.
ring, Herb Dean's going, he's down,
Yeah.
down, and he's pointing down.
Yeah.
He's down. Derek Lewis just going to keep pounding this dude's face right into the canvas until it's mincemeat.
Anyways,
yeah.
There's your burp for the night, Brad
But
Williams.
it was officially, the fight was over because the ref said the fight was over. So
Yep, fight was over.
ain't no
All right,
taking
next
that away.
up- Next
away.
up,
That is a
next-
fact.
We are almost to the main fights of the night. Bobo O'Bannon, Lewis Rumsey.
Bobo O'Bannon, doing his running.
Dude, Bobo is like, he was a lot of people's favorite fighter already because of just how nice of a guy he is, how genuine of a person he is, the Bible Belt brawler. He's just the nicest guy. He talks shit to people on the internet, but sir,
Not really, though.
no. But by he talks shit, he types like, sir, you need to watch what you say. That's
You better stop that.
You better not.
You better
say
be a
that.
nice guy.
You better not say those things, sir. That's Bobo in a nutshell right there. But dude, Bobo O'Bannon blew the fucking roof off that place just like he did in Birmingham against Zach Calmus. Remember Birmingham, how kind of lame the night was up until the Bobo Zach fight, and then
they set it
Bobo
off.
and Zach.
It was good. There was knockouts and shit, but
but like there was no energy in the crowd down there in Birmingham. It was like a dull crowd, and then Bobo O'Bannon steps in the ring and gets into a bloody fucking war with Zach Calmus in Birmingham. And the next thing you know, from that moment on for the rest of the night, that crowd was hyped up as fuck.
Hell yeah.
It happened again in Biloxi. It was already a hype crowd in Biloxi, but just Bobo must have been feeling the vibe of the crowd because he's like knocking Rumsey down, jogging in place, doing, I don't know, he did like the fucking Illuminati
diamond cutter or some shit.
He did like the
I thought he was doing a
Rockefeller.
diamond cutter because he did the fucking Hulk Hogan.
He dropped him once, did the Hulk Hogan, let me hear you, that shit. He did the Forrest Gump, I felt like running. He did that. It was just, dude, it was a fucking awesome Bobo. It was a Bobo O'Bannon fight.
Right.
And like anybody who hasn't seen Bobo, just do yourself a favor and go watch his last two fights, man. I wanted to ask you this, Mike, and I want to ask anybody that's watching right now. Yeah, Rumsey. No, I'm not taking anything against Rumsey. Rumsey did really well too, and he definitely showed that he belongs in that heavyweight division. But like Bobo's the star there. That was fucking such a good performance. Yeah, the running memes are funny as hell. I want to ask you this. If you're only allowed to have two people in your corner, right? We learned that night because Reggie, later on, we will talk about this. Reggie had three people in his corner and they pulled one and they said you can't have more than two.
Yeah.
Bobo O'Bannon was on Tea Time with Tony. Shout out Tony Loco Soto, Tea Time with Tony. Check that out. I think Monday nights, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out the time.
Monday nights at 8.
Tony Loco Soto's got Tea Time with Tony.
Tea Time with Tony.
Our boy Mike Hunold was on the first episode right before Bobo O'Bannon. Now, Bobo goes on there and he says, I'm feeling better than ever. I got my trainer. We train over FaceTime.
Yep.
So
boxer tricks.
So he said in between rounds, I'd put these things on my ears and my coach would tell me, is that legal?
Yeah, I was
don't think it
wondering
is.
that, like, can you do that? But they allow it, and they must ask the commission because he's above board. He's the type of guy that I believe is above board.
So how is that any different than having a third person in your corner?
Fucking hell if I know. So you got two people, and then a ref.
No. You got two people.
I mean, not two men.
And then you got a
two people,
spectator.
and then your coach is what I mean.
You got a
his coach is on the.
You got a coach that's proven our point.
Right.
He's watching it on monitors.
Right.
So he has a better view of the action than the people standing cage side.
Oh yeah. So
he could see things on the TV that the motherfuckers live cage side can't even see. And then in between rounds, Bobo's putting those things in his ears, and this dude's like, "Hey, got to do this, got to do this, got to make this adjustment." Is that legal? I don't know if that is, man. I think he might have narked on himself. What does that mean? Don't get Willie Nelson arrested. I'm not. I'm just a fucking media person that sees things and says things. All right. John Scott-free fucking Chalbek. Love that guy. He's almost as cool as John Lee Chalbek. What I'm saying here is, how is that any different than somebody up in the skybox with binoculars and a cell phone?
Binoculars.
Text messaging somebody on the NFL sideline saying, "Hey, they keep doing this on the defense. Exploit it."
True.
It's no different.
Yeah, I know. It must be legit, though. I can't imagine that he's now done this. He's done this for two. He's done this for two fights. So, in Alabama, it was the first time he did it, and that was the first bare knuckle event in Alabama. So remember they were telling us like the commission in Alabama was super tight. Like they were like being like they went above and beyond in every aspect because they wanted to make sure everything was perfect. And they were like up all the fighters' asses and being crazy about everything. So I would highly doubt they would let him do something like that
Yeah,
if it was against the rules.
I've never seen that happen before. And it kind of like blew my mind because of the fact that they made it a point to Reggie Barnett that he can't have 3 people in his corner. And like Howie says, it was more of a keeping numbers around the ringside thing. I don't think so. Because if you go back to the fucking, I don't know. I'll have to go back to all the events and see how many people are in everybody's corner. I don't even know why they would limit it to 2. That's fucking stupid. If that's COVID rules, and it's fucking stupid. You got all these people in the fucking arena. Nobody's wearing masks, and you're going to limit the fucking number of cornering people to 2 because a third one's going to fucking give the Delta variant to somebody's fucking ass. Get the fuck out of here.
John Lee Chalbek is so funny.
I don't know. What did he say?
Calling us, I know, like we're narking. Come on, we ain't narking.
I'm not narking.
Well,
I'm asking the fucking rules. John Lee Chalbek. Oh, that's not John Lee. Never mind. That's John Scott Free. Mark Zuckerberg. That's not John Lee Chalbek. That's fucking Scott Free Chalbek. That's what they were told. We were told before the fights. Okay. Well, okay. That's stupid. If that's what it was, if it's to limit the number of people, because I don't know, dude, it's fucking dumb. Right behind the security barrier, right around the ring, there's 100 people crammed into a fucking little square space of seats. So, make sure you keep that one person out of the fucking thing.
I think John is calling out Howie. Oh, you care about the rules now. Is that what he's talking about? I love it. I'm loving the guys.
The guys in the comments today are great.
The guys and the gals over in the comments.
All right,
section
all right,
really
back to that. Bobo did great.
awesome.
Okay, so Bobo, it keeps getting better. I wonder where he goes from here. If he just keeps taking fights every couple months the way he has been, or does he want to get back in there with the fucking Josh Burnses and the fucking Shoemakers of the world? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
He might be. He's looked so good in the last 2 fights, and Rumsey looked good, and Zach Collins is a good boxer too. So like, he wasn't going against schmucks; he was going against good
Schmucks.
Schmucks. Stunads. He was not going against.
Stunads.
He was not going to. He was not trying to put 5 across the eyes of a fucking Stunad. You know what I'm saying?
Go fetch me a gabagool sandwich, huh?
Yeah.
You Stunad.
You fucking Stunad. I got a video of Mike going off about the fucking Coliseum. I should fucking send you that one. You can pop it on here
And play it.
Can you
Like
do
just
that?
about the damn sign?
Yeah, but the sign, dude. It's fucking hilarious. It's one of the funniest goddamn thing. You're a fucking funny guy, Mike. You know who you're funnier than?
I'm funnier than a lot of people. Okay, don't get me even started. I've always dreamed about doing something about it, but I never did because I'm a little bitch.
You know who Howie? Do you know who he's really funnier than? I
wonder if Howie actually thinks that we don't like Hank.
Yeah,
but we do.
We do. We like him. Okay, let's move on. I just sent you the video. If you get that and you can pull it up, you'll make it.
I'm afraid of what I say on it, whether I should put it up or not.
Why, dude? You don't say shit about that. You don't. I want to make sure it's the right video. Hold on. I'm gonna mute my fucking mic.
I say a lot of crazy things. Okay, when we're traveling, right. And it's more like just wild stuff.
Elvin says way funnier than Hank. Yo.
So before we move on, if you're gonna watch that, I can move on to the Dylan Kleckler thing.
Yeah, move on to that, and
all right. People in the comments, I want to know if anybody thought when seeing this fight, with all due respect to Justin, because I really do feel bad for the guy, because nobody wants to see anybody get injured really bad or permanently or anything like that. Fighters, fans, nobody wants to see that shit. So I don't think that nobody wants to see that shit. Anyways, this dude shouldn't have been in the ring. I don't think that. I feel like this is the second fight in a row that they gave Kleckler that the guy probably shouldn't have been in there with them, even though the first dude he fought, which I can't remember his name, back at Knucklemania, that he fucked his ribs up. That guy Jensen. Fought Irish Kyle recently and did okay, and he won, so whatever, but I feel like he didn't belong in there. But this is a Richard the Cure Karsten moment for this card. Richard the Cure Karsten could have been seriously injured in that last card, because that guy does not belong in that ring, and we should never see him fight again in BKFC or anywhere outside of like amateur fights. I mean, the guy, we've seen videos of him in the alleyway. Need I say more? But This dude, I swear to God, and I know that night we had no idea he was injured because we saw the fight and we went out and did interviews and walked back and forth. So we didn't know how hurt he was. So Kyle does an interview with David Feldman and they're talking and he's like, yo, this dude, he's like, Kleckler killed that guy. And then he was like, he should have knockout of the night. And then Feldman was like, if he doesn't get arrested.
I said, it's got to be Kleckler, right? He put that man to sleep. And then Feldman goes, if he doesn't get arrested.
Yeah, and we just laughed about it.
Dude, little do we know, this motherfucker is like paralyzed from the neck down. And no bullshit. It's legit. Like I said, we're gonna get the GoFundMe link from Susan. We'll put it up on our page.
Yeah, I have a picture of it so people can search it. I'll bring that up in just a second. But here's the first clip of Kleckler.
And here it is.
Get ready.
Just smothering him, backing up, and this is some power right here. When you can back up and hit somebody with a punch like that, that's some hardcore power.
You got a backboard?
And here's like the entire fight. They're being pushed back and forth. He's backing up.
Oh, jeez. You could see the concern on Kleckler afterwards. But I just thought it because he was knocked out. You know what I mean? And he was laying there for a little bit, and then we kind of had to go do something. So I didn't really realize how crazy it really was. So hopefully,
to throw that guy
makes a full recovery.
To throw that guy, and for those who don't know, Kleckler wasn't even on this card until like 10 days before the event. He was added like the week before. There you go, Justin Thornton. Expenses for the family. I don't. Can you just search that, or
I think if you go on to GoFundMe and you actually search that Justin Thornton, it probably will come up with just his name. But if you put that whole thing on, pretty positive it's going to pop right up. And then you can see that Susan Doucette is organizing this fundraiser. And I think you can search it that way too. So if anybody has some extra dough and you want to help out this man and his family, because I know his family, BKFC is paying for, rumored that they're paying for all of his medical bills, but his family lives 4 hours away and they cannot make it to see him every day or stay there or pay for food and all that stuff. Listen, nobody knows what anyone's going through even before this, so if anybody has any extra dough and they want to send it that way, that's the way you can do it to help this gentleman out. He did go in there and he put it on the line for all of us to watch. And as entertainment, whether he should have been in there or not is a different story. So throw this guy some money if you can.
The fight should have never been booked. And like, honestly, they knew that they were feeding a lamb to the bull, to the lion. You know what I mean? Like, they were feeding Kleckler a guy who's going to give him another W on his record to put him into like conversations for a title shot. And when you're fucking around with guys that are like absolutely not on another man's level, and you're just throwing them in there, in the what Elvin just said in the comments, it was bad. He shouldn't have been in there. And all that guy was doing was running forward, flailing his arms like a fucking crazy man at Kleckler.
Yeah, he got to give him a little shiner, a little
right. He was
ding, but
he ran at him, and these guys had fought once before. Thornton was Kleckler's first MMA fight, I believe, and Kleckler knocked him out in MMA in that fight. So they were familiar with each other. They're in a sport that Kleckler's been doing, and he has not. Kleckler's better than ever. He's bigger than ever. He's stronger than ever. And my God, to throw a W on that man's record to feed him a person like that is just fucking shame, because now look at him. For those who don't know, like
Bobo, did you read that?
What did Bobo say?
He said, not sure yet. He has feeling in his back today. So good.
Right.
That's great news, because you're fucking paralyzed. I mean, that's some scary ass shit.
Like I said, dude, I messaged Susan earlier today and I said, how's Justin doing? And she wrote back, no word on his extremities, but she said from his nipples to his neck, he had feeling today. He could feel things up here. And now, according to Bobo, he has feeling in his back today. Mm-hmm. So it's all coming back. I hope
swelling's starting to go down.
Once the swelling on his spine goes down, he'll get his feeling back, and hopefully the dude fucking retires, because it ain't worth that shit, man. Just ain't
No,
worth
I
it.
mean, everybody takes that risk that fights. And I know that people say he signed the contract and he knew that. And it's like, yeah, we all know that people sign the contract. But do we really want to see somebody fucking get paralyzed? Like, no. Come on.
But then again, you said there is a contract, and when
He knows.
When we talked
He
to Chris
knows.
Sorrow, remember when we talked to Sorrow about the contract? He was like, "Bro, they mentioned death 3 times in the goddamn contract."
They do. But it doesn't mean I want to see it happen.
Right?
That's
That's what I'm saying. Like they're covered, is what I'm saying. Permanent injury or death.
Fuck yeah.
Permanent injury or death is mentioned in there. I've never actually seen one. I'm just going off of what I'm told, but
that's why we sign a stack of papers that are thicker than the damn Bible. When we joined the military, shit's thick as hell. Right. They're trying to cover every base. You slip on a banana peel, they're like, "Oh, we told you. You slip on a banana peel." Like we ain't fucking with that. So,
yeah.
But yeah,
absolutely crazy. Dylan Kleckler gets another win. I don't know
Monster.
how much. I really don't know how much value is in that W, but he gets another win on his record, and he's stays himself right in that top 4, top 5 of the heavyweight division. The guy's a fucking beast, man. Like Dylan Kleckler's no joke. And the thing is, shout out to Benjamin Stepanov. That's his name? Benjamin Stepanov, super fan, drove down there.
Top hat, cane.
Showed up in like a
the guy showed up in like
a ringleader type jacket with his top hat. Drove down there, met us, was excited to meet us, and we were excited. We were excited that people were excited to meet us. It was kind of a fucking
it was great.
thing.
I loved it.
And we're actually going to have him on the show tomorrow night for about 10-15 minutes so he can share his experience about his first time at a BKFC event, because this kid had the best night of his life. I swear to God, he got to meet a bunch of fighters. He got pictures. He had a conversation. He had a 20-minute conversation with Elvin Brito at the bar. Like this kid.
Check this out.
This kid was living the life. Yeah, there he is. There's
Benjamin. Look at him.
So look at this kid. So this guy and his 2 friends.
Pimpin' ain't easy, huh? Look at this guy.
Pimpin' ain't easy. It was fucking awesome, man. He's a nice kid, and we're gonna give him an opportunity to come on tomorrow and talk about his experience. But just by coincidence, Mike was off doing something at the time, and it was in between fights. So I was like, I'm gonna go up there and kid had flair. Yeah, he's like the modern day Ric Flair, if you fucking ask me. Kid's a beast. So I'm like, I'm gonna go talk to Benjamin up there. So I sit down, I ask him and his friends, I'm like, how you guys liking your first BKFC event? They're like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever. He's like, this might be the best live thing I've ever seen in my life. It's blah, 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 blah. Super excited. He goes, oh, this should be a good one, right? And Justin Thornton's already in the ring, and Kleckler's walking to the ring. And I go, no, this is not going to be a good one. He goes, no. I go, Kleckler might kill that guy. I wasn't I was joking, but I said that, and Kleckler damn near killed that guy. You know what I mean? I was like, fuck. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, scary.
One more shout out, though, to give before we move on is our buddy here that's actually in the chat. There he is.
Oh, Eric
Williams.
Our boy Eric Williams. Yeah, he came over and said hello to us. It was nice to meet him. He took this picture. I look like
Eric William with no S.
Eric William. Yeah, I look like Odin, and you look like my sons. I'm just fucking with you, dude. Oh man.
No, you're not.
Oh, dude, look at that. He's right there.
Yeah.
The Faithless Berserker. Nice name.
There he is.
Thanks so much for the shout out. Yeah, man, no problem. We're going to talk to you tomorrow night, and you get to tell your story to everybody.
Yeah.
I hope you got a nice big hug from some of these fucking hot women down there too, because there's a lot of them running
Crystal
around.
Pittman blew him a kiss.
Yeah, Crystal Pittman blew your kiss.
That's right.
Put that shit in your pocket.
Yep.
All right, let's move on. We have 3 more fights to talk about, and then we'll get the fuck up out of here. We've been on for 2 hours and 22 minutes, dude. And we still got a bunch of people watching. That's cool.
I'll tell you that.
Jay Fish, Quentin Henry. This one will be a quick one. Jay Fish, our boy, went in there, told us
video.
What did he tell us, Mike? What
did Jay Fish tell us?
Yeah, what did he tell us after? I froze up. That's what he said. He took it on the chin. Like he took complete responsibility for his performance. He said, bro, I froze up. I don't even know what to tell you. I was dead ready to go in there and fucking go to war, and I froze up. And like, shout out to Jay because he had just signed a 3-fight contract. He's going to be around for a while.
And that right there, after exactly what we said he should have done, continue to throw those jabs, just touch him in the nose, and he's not going to like it after he got hit.
Quentin Henry's jab.
Yeah. Wow. That was, I mean, there was that one jab that landed that like just.
Jay was still
that
fighting
ended.
back
I
there.
feel like he was, but I feel like that one jab is what led to the end of the fight. There was that one it ended square right here. Boom! And we were behind him, like on that side. That side. But we were behind Fish, so like I heard that shit, and I was like, oh my lord, like that was not good.
And I'll tell you right now, man, Quentin is a fucking big, strong dude, and Jay. And I know Jay's gonna fucking probably get pissed that we brought this up, but you know, you cut from like 245 or 240 to 205, and you got to drop that last 20, 30 pounds in the last 2 days before the fucking weigh-ins.
Yeah,
he looked tight. He looked worn out. He seemed
tired. Yeah, he seemed like he had to go through a 24-hour fight before his 5-round fight. You know, it was tough. It seemed tough.
How he even said it right there. He dropped 23 pounds.
Right. In a day.
In the 24 hours before the weigh-ins, he dropped almost 24 pounds. Like,
and I think he's a great guy too, as I do for both of them. But you know, we spend a lot of time with Jay, and you know, I always wish well for him, but when he did seem like he just he sapped a lot of energy doing that cut too, but not trying to take anything away from Quentin because Quentin fucking went out there and destroyed as he should. And
he had that deadly jab. He's fucking powerful as hell. He's in great shape. He's a different guy than when he first started in the BKFC. If you remember, he looked like he had like, he was fit and big, but he was kind of like doughy big back then. He fucking turned all that softness into fucking muscle, and now he looks like fucking Ultimate Warrior out there with a mullet and the fucking American flag shorts and shit. And he
branded himself really well. I mean, if I can give out like the branding award to somebody who's turned their career like completely different, I mean, he with the hair, with the glasses, with the shorts, with his body, you know, like
he didn't have the beard before. He had the baby face with the curly hair. He grew out the mullet. He threw on the fucking blue blockers. He grew out that beard. He got jacked as fuck, and now he looks better than ever. And like in his last loss,
the marketability.
Yeah, the last loss was against Chris Lieben, dude. Like, you fight Chris Lieben and you lose. There's nothing to fucking be ashamed of. He fought his ass off against Lieben. He even had Lieben hit a little bit in the early parts of the first round. Yeah, he's super marketable. I believe he's right outside of Hector and Lorenzo. He said he wants to go home, spend time with his wife and kids, and you know, take it easy for a while. But Quentin Henry's a badass motherfucker. We're fans of him. He's a great dude. He's cool as hell to talk to and hang out with. Just like Jay Fish, just like most of these guys, man. I haven't really met like a dickhead, like a real fucking asshole out of all the fighters that we've spent time with and talked to.
I'm trying to think of one. I can't tell you,
dude. You know who people were
trying to think.
You know who people were like, oh, he's a real asshole. Like if you go around him, he's not a very friendly person. People have told me that Johnny Bedford is. Like, Johnny Bedford's not a friendly dude. Johnny Bedford was cool as fuck with us.
Oh, yeah, he was.
I don't know, like, what people were talking about, and maybe it's because it was the first time we ever hung with him, and, like, we hung out after the fight with he was there at the bar. But
yeah, they were at the same part.
His cornermen, like, followed us after the fight.
Oh, yeah, they were great.
Yeah, they were. And then we saw him at breakfast the next morning. Like, I don't know. He's the one guy that people were like, oh, he's really not a very cool guy. Fuck, what are you talking? Maybe you're not cool, you fucking douchebag.
Right.
maybe you need to check yourself before you fucking wreck yourself.
There's not been one person that we've attempted to talk to or asked for an interview or just walked up to after a fight or saw at the bar that we approached and they told us to fuck off. Not one person. It's crazy.
Yeah, Bobby says
fucking love
they only
it.
knew you're probably the baddest motherfucker in there, Mish. Thanks, Bobby. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Times have changed. Nah, but
we're dealing with a different breed of people here.
Yeah. Maybe, dude, maybe if this shit was around like 20 years ago, like I bet you my brother would have fucking dove headfirst into this sport.
I could see him getting in there for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Howie says it right there. Bedford's always been great to me.
I think his brother almost shot me over a UFC match one time. I feel like,
yeah, he gets a little riled up. But like we said, great bounce back win for Quentin Henry. Tough loss for Jay Fish. This positions Quentin to probably be next in line after Hector and Lorenzo fucking settle their differences and figure out who the real
fight
king of
better happen. That fight
happen.
better happen. That's the one fight I'm going to tell you. I'm sure there's others. I say that's the one fight. It's one of many fights that I can't think of.
That one has to happen.
That one has to fucking happen. If that fight doesn't fucking happen, you're going to fucking answer to Kyle, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah. This guy. Yeah,
you're gonna have to answer to Kyle.
They're gonna have to answer to. They will have to have some fucking great answers to these questions because like,
there is no answer.
Why the fuck would you not make that fight? It's the most.
Remember the old?
It's the most making sense fight in the history of making sense. You know what I'm saying?
You remember the old video? The old.
I'm not scared of you, motherfucker.
Unforgivable. Something about like bitch gave me waffle fries. Unforgivable. Dude, this is like an old ass fucking YouTube video. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. We have to post it.
Now you're gonna have to post it. All right. Well, we finished out when we got the co-main and the main event. The co-main had a hometown boy, Biloxi born and raised, fighting in the Biloxi Coliseum in his BKFC debut fight. The talent, Alan Belcher versus Kryptonite, Tony Lopez. They did not give Alan Belcher a cupcake for a first fight. You know what I mean?
No.
They were like, we got to test this big yoked up motherfucker who's got a fucking phenomenal. I think he's like 25-8 in MMA. He has like 18, 19 fights, maybe even more in the UFC. The guy's fought the best of the best. He's won a lot of fights. He made a great career of himself in MMA. Belcher looked like he belonged in bare knuckle. And a lot of the questions were of him going in there, being as big as he is now. Is his gas tank going to be able to hang in there with the fast pace of bare knuckle fighting? Is he going to be able to handle, the cage versus the ring? He proved all those doubters wrong when he stepped in there against a guy with over 100 MMA fights in his career. Tony Kryptonite Lopez does not get knocked out. He does not go down. And he's got a gas tank for days at fucking 46 years old, 49 years old. Tony Lopez is 49, how he says. I thought he was 46, whatever. He's old. He told us, I was like, what do you got? Like 96, 98 MMA fights? He goes, why are you trying to jip me? 116, I believe. I'm like, I was like, bro, you got 116 fucking fights? What?
Hey, he's a maniac.
He
what
goes,
do you think?
that's just pro. I got way more than that. And he told John Nutt from Fight Circus.
I wanted you to bring that up.
Yeah, he told John Nutt. John Nutt, for those who don't know, Bare Knuckle Kingdom, Fight Circus, Full Metal Dojo. This guy is in Thailand doing things that people are not ever doing, like 3-on-1s, 2-on-1s.
Go check out the interview with Kyle and John Nutt. And I threw in some video footage and some pictures of Fight Circus and all that shit while Kyle was talking to him. Go look it up. Fight Circus, Full Metal Dojo, John Nutt. Guy's friggin' awesome. We're going to get him on here at some point, but you got to see this guy is absolutely unbelievable. Keep going, Kyle.
Yeah. So anyways, with that, go watch that. Go watch that. John Nutt's a fucking nut. His name
John Nutt is a nut.
His fucking name fits him well. And he so John told us, he was like, yeah, Kryptonite Lopez came up to me and asked me if he could fight 5 guys at once over in Fight Circus. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. Why wouldn't I do that? I'm like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. Look at that. Alan Belcher with the greatest tattoo in the history of combat sports. Look at that beautiful Johnny Cash right there, baby.
Actually, that gets brought up in your interview with John Nutt, and I throw a picture up.
Yeah, you
nice,
throw it
nice
in
and
there,
close.
Yeah, a nice close up, man. Nutt speaks 5 languages. How he says, yeah. Look at the size. Look at how yoked up he was.
Dude, he's friggin' massive.
He's massive.
Who's that guy on the right there in the yellow?
Yeah, that's that boy
you
Scott.
That guy before?
Yeah,
he's that fellow.
He's auctioning off that suit for charity.
Good. He's a good guy. Elvin Brito.
Oh,
Belcher
crazy
looked
comfortable. I thought he said crazy uncomfortable. I was like, oh, I thought he fucking looked like he.
Kyle's blind.
Yeah, I am blind. That's why if you guys ever watch the show and like you see me lean forward like this,
he's trying to read.
I'm reading the comments.
Read much?
Yeah, I barely can read and I can barely see, so it's a real tough game for me. Alan Belcher looked like he belonged. He looked very comfortable, like Elvin Brito said. He swarmed Tony Kryptonite Lopez in that first round, and he was dropping hammers on Lopez in that first round. And dude, in typical Tony Lopez fashion, he fucking took him, never went down. He took him on his fucking granite chin.
The fucking floor is kryptonite to fucking Tony because he ain't never touching that shit.
Yeah. It was a fucking great performance. Great performance by Alan Belcher, but also a hell of a performance from Tony Lopez at his age. And we hung with him afterwards, and he said huge. He said to me he said to me, and he didn't tell me what was going on in his life, but he's like, hey, he's like, I appreciate you guys talking, interviewing me today and this blah, blah, blah. He was like, it was good to be back. I've been going through a rough stretch lately. I've had some tough times in my life. And it was good to bounce out there. And he's like, and I'm going to tell you right now, if this was a 7-round fight, I was going to beat him. I was going to end him.
He's ready to keep fighting. Throw another 5 rounds on. I'm ready.
He said another 2 rounds, I would have ended that kid. And I'm like, good Lord, which circles us right back to the co-main and the main events should be a fucking 7-round fight for situations like that. I mean, I don't know. It was a great performance. I don't know what they do with Allen now. Dylan Kleckler. Allen.
That would be fucking awesome, man.
How about that?
Man.
Dylan Kleckler gets two tomato cans in a row and then fights Alan Belcher.
Tomato cans.
I don't know, man. I just thought of that right now. I don't know if you can come up with somebody right now, but Alan Belcher versus Dylan Kleckler.
It's good. I wanted originally to see Dylan Kleckler rematch Frank Tate.
Frank Tate, they're already talking.
That's what I originally wanted to see. But dude, that Kleckler versus Alan Belcher, the battle of the bodies.
It would be every woman's fantasy and every man's dream fight. You know what I mean? It's like you got these guys, gigantic monsters, sluggers with power in their hands that
chiseled from stone
for the ladies. I love 7 rounds for big fights. That'd be cool. Yeah, John Scott Free Chalbek, you and John Lee Chalbek are on it, man. I'm telling you.
That's right. These two guys,
these
Chalbeks, they're on the something same, else. Man.
They're on the same wavelength.
Know what the hell they're talking about.
I'm telling you, man, wouldn't it be dope if like these, like how many fights are on these cards? Usually 12, 13. I can look at these posters. And
it's different because in Alabama there were 10.
Right. But I think they
in fucking Miami there was 15 and we went till 2:30 in the morning because it went off late. And then at this fight, I don't fucking know. Let's see.
Yeah, Kyle needs to take Nate
12, I think.
Job. That would be epic. Man,
well, listen, we love to match make, and I would love to get Nate Shook's job, but I don't think Nate Shook's going anywhere, man.
No, I think they got a good thing going for them.
That's right. We love it. We love the product. We love what's going on, and they're new, and of course, everyone can improve, but they try to improve every time. And I feel like maybe they should add us.
Yeah, we would just be valuable members of their team if that would be fucking good. Yeah, I'll put in my fucking retirement package tomorrow, motherfucker. You understand?
Kyle's going on the road.
Kyle doesn't need that trouble. Howie says Kyle doesn't need that trouble.
They're gonna fucking leave. Fucking listen. I think we told them before. Kyle said, "Hey, listen to Nate. You need some fucking couple of soldiers to herd some fucking cats. You got some people right here that can do it."
That's exactly what I told him. I said, we're pretty good at rallying, herding the cats. That's what we do.
I still got a good 7 years left, though, so my ass is fucking stuck here.
All right. Well,
main event time.
We could dream, though, Mike. All right, guys. Thank you all for sticking around for 2 hours and 40 minutes. We have now reached the main event of BKFC 20, and we got a lot to fucking talk about this one. This will take us to the probably 3-hour mark.
We're gonna be at
Just
like
hang in
4.
there. Reggie Barnett. Let's start off with his walkout. My God, what the fuck happened there, Mike?
Well, he had a performer who performed. His name, I think, was Cody. I can't remember his last name. Excuse me. I didn't look this up before this. But he did do the walkout for Evil Hero, and it was really cool, right? And our buddy, I'm going to call him our buddy, our Northeastern friend, Planet Hank, got it on tape, so you can catch that over there.
Yeah.
This time around, Reggie Barnett said, I want that guy to do the same thing. And I'm going to tell you, this is the kind of shit that happens. And maybe people don't believe in this type of shit, but I know I certainly do, but I'm not a fighter. So what the fuck do I know? But when he came out, we know, I'm just a fucking stunad, a fucking maroon. What the hell's wrong with this guy? He doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Get him the fuck out of here. I'll fucking slap this guy. Give him one of these. But anyways, the fucking audio comes on and it is super low. Like, listen, somebody, more than one person said,
Hank says, you keep talking about me, huh?
I love him. That's right. Did he not just hear what I said?
Go
watch this fucking walkout on his goddamn channel. I'm fucking promoting this shit.
It was, but the walkout was dope at the last one. But
right.
But
the
audio,
this time,
it was so fucking low. You could tell that he was lip syncing it. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was actually rapping live, but you couldn't fucking hear that kid. You couldn't hear him. It was super low. But I got to tell you, man, when I watched it on the TV, when I rewatched it, the audio for the home viewers, it sounded fine.
Right.
So maybe like the production people, we talked to DJ Tony, and DJ Tony said that he controls the music for every walkout of the night except for the live performers. That is on the venue,
the truck,
or the truck.
The truck.
The
as
truck.
They say.
So yeah, it was fucking it wasn't on DJ Tony, and we were actually over by DJ Tony when that shit was happening, and Mike kept telling Tony, he was like, yo, it's way too low, turn it up.
I don't think he was paying attention to me though.
But they were scrambling, like trying to figure it out on their fucking soundboards there, and it was the alien truck. John Scottfrey Chalbek says, yeah, the alien truck fucked the audio up. It was a brutal walkout for Reggie.
And then they restarted it. Like Tank said, doing the same song twice in a row. He got to the ring and then they restarted it. And you could see that dude standing off to the side, like, should I start singing along with this again? Or am I just, and then he kind of did a couple of lines and was like, fuck this. I ain't doing this shit anymore. So that's got to get into his head.
And like Mike, it wasn't even like they like fucking stopped the song and then just restarted it right away. There was like a 20-30 second gap of silence, right? And Reggie's standing there. Reggie's standing there, and they're fucking putting the Vaseline on him, and they're like fucking checking him and shit. And it's dead silent in that motherfucker. And everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And then the music turns back on again, and the kid's got the mic, and he's like, and we're like, "What's going on?" But it started with that, and then they got in the ring. And it started off very similar to the first fight, right?
Yeah.
Like Johnny dropped him early,
real early,
Johnny Bedford style.
Quick.
Dropped him. I think the first punch Johnny landed of the fight dropped him, and then he put the hands up like he does, taunted him a little bit. Johnny kind of controlled that first round. Showed a little bulliness when he picked him up over his shoulder, like he was gonna fucking he was about to Royal Rumble him over the fucking ring. But then Reggie came back, won the second, won the third, going into the fourth. They're even right there with the 10-8 and then the 2 10-9s for Reggie. That's fucking even going into the fourth round. The fourth round's very hard to judge. I rewatched it again today. I truly believe Reggie won the fifth round. Mike agrees.
I thought Reggie won the fifth round, but I wasn't sure that he won the fight because the first round with the knockdown, and then some of the rounds, and this is what we were talking about earlier. When you're there and you're watching, from the angle from like sitting behind, you got a couple of posts there. So every time you can't see the action, people have been there live. You got to look up, and the way the lights were, they were kind of in front of the screen too, so it was hard to see. So I really couldn't judge the rounds as well as I would like to be, but I know that Sherlock came over, and he was definitely knew, like he was like dead set, like this is what happened, and we were like, damn. And
didn't look
that's
like
what-
it from where we were
what
standing. Yeah, it really didn't look like it from where we were standing. It looked like it could have been a draw. It looked like where we were standing, it looked like it was a 10-8-1 for Johnny, 10-9, 10-9 for the second and third round for Reggie. Johnny won the fourth, Reggie won the fifth, because in that fifth round, Reggie threw more punches and landed more.
Mhm.
Johnny threw more powerful punches and landed the power shots.
Yeah.
But and then also Johnny had like I went back and watched it today, dude. He barely clipped. I don't even think he hit him in the back of the head. They were fucking fired up about that back of the head shot. That
Yeah.
Johnny
So
hit.
I think
Do we have
that.
Do we have any highlights?
I
dude?
think I have that right here, the behind the head shot. That let's see. Yeah, it was kind of fucked up. I think this is it right here.
You got time. You got time.
It hit him in the forehead.
I don't see that being a behind the back of the head shot.
No, it hit him in the forehead.
Play it
Ready?
again.
You got time.
They call that a shot to the back of the head, and like
It hit him right in the
a
forehead.
lot of people were fucking fired up and pissed about that. And it did look like when you're there live, it looked like he hit him in the back of the head. But honestly, and we couldn't.
I don't
really
think
see
he
this.
did.
Like you said,
I mean, you could see it right here. Look where his hand is. I mean, hit him dead in the forehead.
Okay, he did scrape it, but I'm not sure if it's.
Keep it clean.
but he can't
Keep it clean.
When his back's turned to
See?
him. I believe he shouldn't be fucking hitting him. I don't know.
But I mean, I think as a boxer, you're not supposed to turn around. So if
Right.
you end up in that position, it's kind of on you. And I think the ref's supposed to step in and warn the fighter, don't turn around. Do you remember when Spencer Ruggieri kept spinning, turning around and shit? The ref stepped in and said, dude, you can't fucking turn around, man. You can't be doing that. And I don't think, obviously, he didn't do it on purpose, but he just ended up there and didn't get around. But he got caught in the forehead, kind of in the temple, but
It's like one of those things, dude. Did Reggie? I know Reggie looked good and he was sharp with his punches and everything, but did he really make too many adjustments from the first time he fought Johnny Bedford to like?
he may have. He may have.
I'd have to go
I
back
have
and
another
watch the
video
first one.
clip here.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd have to go back and watch the first one because
This is actually Reggie hitting him.
yeah, Reggie was
Good shot.
he was cracking him. Here we go. Bam, bam. Yeah, Dude, Reggie looked good. He looked good.
He did, and that's why I thought he was doing better than the scorecards mentioned.
Dude, look at it. Fucking. I'm gonna put it up on screen. Hank says, "Make sure you watch the Planet Hank show, especially if you hate the Mike and Mish show." He's fucking guy.
This motherfucker.
You know what we should actually do is if I think Hank, there's these other people are forming Voltron. Why don't we form a fucking New England Voltron and fucking do our thing? Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Mikey over there sipping fucking Red Bulls and vodka, calling people fucking Stunads and fucking
Stunad. He's fucking Stunads.
Stunad. Yeah, we do. We'll
Don't
do
bust my balls.
the fucking New England boys, I mean, but in the end, dude, the main event was another close, controversial fucking. You want to bring Hank on right now? Fucking invite him.
At 3 hours?
Yeah, at 3 hours.
We'll be at fucking 4 hours if we bring
Yeah,
Hank
yeah.
on right now.
We-
We're gonna
we bring-
fucking go back and forth forever.
Yeah, so we could have a war of wit between you and Hank live on the air, but Hank would want to do that on the Planet Hank show because that's more of a Planet Hank thing.
But yeah,
We
so
can do it right now.
Bedford wins.
Yeah.
He wins the title again. He's the first man to become two-time champion in the same weight division.
He did 2-time in Police Gazette champion, and I don't know, like, and Miss Nikki over at Fight Heads MMA put out a video, and she was very upset about the fact that Reggie didn't know that the Police Gazette belt was on the line.
I think they didn't know that BKFC was, I thought. But either way, she didn't know that both of them were on the line.
She said that they thought that the BKFC belt was on the line and they didn't know anything about the Police Gazette. But what would that have to do with anything? I mean, no offense to anybody who agrees with her, But I don't understand. Like if you're going in there to fight for a belt and then you find out when you get there that there's a second belt on the line, wouldn't you be double excited? I don't know, man. I don't know why she was very upset about that. She was like, fucking, they never even told my boy. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I'm just fucking a different kind of person. Like if I showed up there rip roaring and ready to go after a fucking belt. Yeah, it was. Howie says it was announced the week prior. So, yeah, I don't know. I just don't understand why that would be like a tipping point to get upset.
Johnny had both the belts, right?
He did before.
And then he lost them to Dat.
He did before. Yeah, he lost them to Dat. And Dat got stripped.
But whatever happened, he didn't get stripped because he still has the Police Gazette. Technically, he's I forget what Scott Burt calls it. I forget the word is. But anyways, he's kind of like still a belt holder. He can come back and fight for the belt at any time, right? Emirate, or something like that. Champion Emirate or whatever the fuck it's called. But now, why wouldn't they fight back for the same belts? That's why I don't know. I just automatically assumed it was for the belts, but. Either way, Johnny Bedford, he takes the titles.
Johnny wins, and like and Reggie had said afterwards, and like we're not saying that we heard him say this, but other people were saying that Reggie said he felt robbed. I don't know if you can call it a robbery. It was such a close fight; it could have really gone either way. I mean,
how close I was. I mean, I'm fucking this guy. The skull piece I have. Look at this skull piece on this guy.
This fucking guy. Yeah, man, I don't know. Would you call that a robbery? I wouldn't call that a robbery. It was a fucking super close fight. Unfortunately for Reggie, this is the second one to him. So a trilogy fight wouldn't happen like anytime soon. Johnny Bedford will probably fight Jared Grant, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Hank says it wasn't even close. All right. Well, okay.
It was not a robbery for sure.
It was not a robbery. It was very close. I actually watched it back today, and I could see it going for either guy. Honestly, I don't think Johnny Bedford like ran away with it like Sherlock would say. Like Nick was very adamant that Johnny like won that whole fight, and I was just like, I don't know, man. I didn't see it that way. Now you got Johnny Bedford with the two belts. You got Jared Grant. You got Dat Win fighting Luis Palomino.
When?
Depending on Palomino's status when it comes to the COVID shit that he's dealing with right now, that could fucking hinder him for a period of time.
It could be a long time.
I wonder if they would run back the Dat Johnny fight. You know what, Dat? Sorry, you will get that Luis Palomino fight down the road, but Palomino's out for a minute, so why don't you stick around and you fight Johnny Bedford for your belts back? Maybe that's what they do.
Yeah, I'd like to see that run back. That was a good fight.
Absolutely. And when we talked to Johnny that night after the fights, he said the one he wants the most is Dat. He's been asking for Dat. He said he goes, I thought I was going to be fighting Dat tonight for the belts, but.
Wants to run that one back.
So, I mean, another good night of fights. I heard a lot of people were saying that it was the most lackluster one they've seen in a while, but I don't know. Now that we've been talking about it for 3 fucking hours, I don't see it. 2 burps, Brad Williams, 2 burps. Right? I mean,
no, I have to say though, being at all the events that we went to, that was the least exciting event that I've been to. And I'm not saying it wasn't exciting. That could have been a fucking 9 out of 10, and the others were just fucking 9.5 and 9.8. But out of all the ones that we went to, for me, that was kind of a notch down than the others.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the crowd wasn't as into it or what plays into that. But just my feeling, like obviously, I'm always excited to watch the fights and happy to be there and do our thing. But there's something about it that I just didn't feel as much excitement when we got there as I did with other events. So
yeah, I actually liked this event the way they had it set up better than Hollywood. I didn't like the Hollywood, Florida setup with the ring.
That it's like a fucking auditorium, like with a fucking.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Like the P-PAC, like the fucking Performing Arts Center.
But the setup, I didn't like. The event was fucking awesome. I didn't like the delay and the fact that it took 7 fucking hours and we were there till 2:30 in the morning.
It's like working a fucking full-time job to watch that shit.
Yeah. So, hey, with that said, before we wrap this up, let's do this real quick. What was your fight of the night?
Fight of the night would have to be Chalbek Palorano because it was like I was fucking glued to that shit.
I would say that too, and I would say
back and forth, fucking
the David.
It was very close. It was close. Yes, and you got fucking Mac versus the Sandman fucking shit going on. I mean, it was insane, and I thought obviously we already talked about this fucking beating a dead horse, but Chalbek I think won that.
Yeah.
So fight of the night, knockout of the night. Is it a question?
No, hold on. I was gonna say the only other one that I would say fight of the night. Strictly off of the vibes in the arena and the blood in the ring and the pageantry and the fucking dancing Bobo and the fucking Hulk Hogan ear. Bobo O'Bannon and Lewis Rumsey would be my second choice for fight of the night because they
was it much of a fight?
Maybe
so for
not.
Me, fight like fight of the night to me needs to go back and forth competitive. Mike, that's how I see it.
4 rounds though. It went 4 rounds.
It was a one-sided fight, the whole fight. It was like a fucking.
What was the fight of the night in Birmingham?
You know who the fuck was winning that fight from the get-go. You know what I'm saying?
Fight of the night in Birmingham. Colmus and fucking Bobo. Yes, it was. They won fight of the night. Colmus and Bobo won it. And
yes.
Bobo beat up Zach Colmus that entire time.
But there was no other fight. There was no other fight. Every single fight ended in a knockout, and every fight was a one-sided victory. Every single one.
All right. Well, okay. Knockout of the night. Dylan Kleckler.
Oh my God. Yeah. He fucking just totally
destroyed that guy. And unfortunately for Bobby Taylor, because I loved Bobby Taylor's knockout too with the first fight of the night, that uppercut.
That was awesome.
That right hook to fucking uppercut that sent Bam Bam Rogers airborne onto his ass was
holy
awesome.
Shit. Yeah, that was great.
And how about performance of the night would go to who? Like one fighter that showed out the most. I would say it would be Caleb Harris.
Oh, yeah. Caleb Harris definitely showed out. He fucking was on point. Dude, he was on point that night. I was impressed. He was on point. I can't believe how fucking well he did really good. Like, dude,
he owned the fucking night, dude. I mean,
he controlled that fucking ring.
He owned every second of that fight. He.
You know what would have been fight of the night too? Maybe Oshag. He knocked that down. It was a one-sided for 3 rounds, but then it turned over and it'd been like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Is this dude gonna come back? That's the type of shit that I like when I watch a fight. Like I like the back and forth. If it's a one-sided, of course I love it. But motherfucker, like I want to see a battle back and forth. And yes, I loved the Calmus fight and I liked Zach Calmus, but that Bobo was beating the shit out of him the whole time. The only good thing was that Zach Calmus kept getting the fuck back up. And we couldn't believe that the Undertaker was in the ring that night. He just kept getting back up. But I still think is that fight of the night? No, it was like a one-sided beatdown of the night.
It was
you know what I mean?
But it was the most
entertaining.
Entertaining fight of the night.
Yes.
And if that's what the award is, then it definitely goes to Bobo.
Hell yeah. It wasn't really much of a fight. I'm sorry, Zach, but he really got.
But I'm saying, like, for this night, if fight of the night is the most entertaining fight of the night, then it doesn't go to Chalbek and Palorano.
Yeah.
Chalbek and Palorano was the best technical fucking back and forth fight of the night, I believe. Although, dude, Julio Garcia and fucking Brito was a good one.
Yeah.
Bedford and there was a lot of really good close fights on this card. But you know what? Fight of the night, Chalbek Palorano. Performance of the night, Caleb Harris, and knockout of the night, Dylan Kleckler. Case closed. Send the checks.
I don't know if they even did. I haven't seen shit.
They didn't announce it yet.
How do you not announce it yet? The next fights are in about a week and a half.
Well, I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinion. Hank says that the fight of the night was the Bedford fight. So, or is he saying no way Bedford was fight of the night?
I don't know. It's fucking hard to read that.
Hank, this is where
he did say Bedford up at the top here.
Yeah, but this is where a comma comes into play.
Yeah.
No way.
No way.
Comma.
Bedford was fight
Bedford
of the night.
was. Or
tough
no,
sometimes.
or no way Bedford was fight of the night. I don't know what he's trying to say.
Hank, I'm like fucking 3 Red Bull vodkas down. How am I supposed to decipher this shit? My brain's like fucking soup. Not on.
Yo, hey, this is a 3-hour fucking show.
Great.
Tomorrow, hey, guys, tomorrow night we have one fighter on the docket, and we're gonna bring in that kid Benjamin Stepanoff so he can come in and talk about his 11-hour drive to fucking Biloxi and all of his experiences that night. It was a great night for him. It was a great night for us. He's saying that Bedford was definitely the fight of the night. All right, there was titles on the line. I guess that makes sense, but you know, when we were there, that's not how it felt. And 9:30 tomorrow night, Caleb the Lionheart Harris will be on the show. We'll be on tomorrow night. Caleb Harris, performance of the night guy in our eyes, look better than ever. We thank you guys for sticking around with us for 3 fucking hours tonight. We thank the Fighter's Friend for sponsoring this show. Next Level Sups, Killfoot Clothing. Smoke them fucking vapes. I guess.
Notice it's still in the box.
Yeah, we don't do it because we're in the military, and the military will never allow that to happen. It makes me mad. Yeah.
Josh Burns will be on Planet Hank. What time, Hank?
What time, Hank? You got to give us a time so we can plug your show so they can watch yours instead of ours.
People ain't just going to fucking go to your page and just wait all the goddamn day. We need a damn time.
Yeah. So you guys can watch Caleb Harris on our show if you want, or you can go watch Josh Burns on Planet Hank. Yep. You can watch that fucking jumble. You can watch that jumble piece over there.
Either way, keep it New England.
Either way, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. It's been fun. This has been a long one. You guys are the shit. We love you, and we will talk to you tomorrow night. Peace.